And with that, we return to the next iteration. We begin again with D&D. As of last session, the players got to commune, or some of the players got to commune directly with a god.
God.
The Lord.
And had acquired some of the materials needed to spruce up the troll skull, as well as find some of these keys that they had been told they needed.
I finally
A
got
map.
a bed.
As you all meet up again and talk, you all are sitting at that little garden area in the middle of the marketplace. Is there anything anyone would like to do?
Oh boy. Well, what else do we need from the market? Wait, we already got food. We gotta go home. We got all this food.
Good.
We're already home.
No,
We're
you
already
guys
home.
are still at the market. I just don't have a map for the market.
Oh, I thought we walked home. Okay.
Well, we're walking home now. Do.
Walk home, drop stuff
I'll have Basil gush over her hammock as they walk and just be like, and then I'm gonna paint it so it looks like there's roses at the bottom. It'll go like these, and maybe I'll get some green paint so there's leafies on them. And oh, it's gonna be so pretty and comfy with my blanket. Now, what did he look like?
Who? What?
God, what did God look like?
What did I didn't see anything. It was all white. What about you, Yavari?
I just heard a voice.
Okay, so pretty much the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And who else heard? Wait. Who else heard God?
That would
Arms.
be Orion.
Arms
He's
hurt.
not very talkative right now.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
He's
God does
very-
that to you.
He's very focused.
Thanks. Way to shit on me without actually shitting on me. Holy shit, guys.
Fucking he's
No,
starstruck.
he's
starstruck.
yeah. It's like his whole world has been turned upside down. Yet not really, because he was like the most okay with it. But anyways, that's the excuse we're going with right now, right?
So
Delayed reaction, man, Jim.
Delayed reaction. Yeah.
anyway, y'all finally managed to make it back to the Troll Skull Manor. And as you all enter, you notice 2 letters on the bar counter, which Bev picks up, and actually
Reads out loud. Do I get to read it out loud?
they just not necessarily read out loud, but be like, these were left outside.
Ah, damn.
Oh,
He-
what are these? Who they for? Who they for? Basil's gonna bounce up to look to see who the letters are for.
Determine it for yourself. And she puts it on the table.
Now let's see. This one's for.
You have
What's the
one
one?
for Yavari. One is addressed to Yavari.
Oh, Yabari, this one's for you.
Me?
And the other one, you realize, is not actually a letter that was sent, but one that you actually dropped, Nemu, which is Tuvali's letter.
Nemu takes his letter. His precious letter.
Yavari also takes her letter.
I always forget we have a side door here. That would have been much easier than walking through this fucking place.
It's funny what happens when you learn the layout of your own home.
Bev just kind of chuckles to herself because that was really funny.
So, who's doing what first?
I want to read my letter.
I guess we'll start with Nemu then.
Well, I forget. Did we eat food before we left, or did we have no food to make?
I think we made the
Were we?
last of it.
Yeah, you guys made
Okay.
the last of it.
What time of day is it?
It's like I'd say probably afternoonish.
Cool. Plenty of daylight left for activities. Nemu, are you gonna read your letter?
Yes, I'm getting it sent over to her right
Gotta
now.
give me a second.
Go faster.
I can't if I don't have it.
Read minds.
No.
Read the
No.
future.
Shit. I love you.
Yuvari, you have the map,
But also
right?
eat shit.
That we got. You have the map.
Oh, yeah, I got it. And then she's gonna hold it up and wave it slightly so that Finral can see it.
He's gonna come up and take
Oh,
it if
you
you
put
will
it
let
in
him.
cursive.
Yeah, have fun reading it. You wanted a formal fucking letter? You get a
I
formal fucking letter, bitch.
I didn't know you were
Written in
gonna put it in cursive.
Nemu's
like, "I can't
read this squibbly nonsense.
Deal with your sins.
Oh God. Okay. I'm not gonna read this
I
in
love it.
Nemo's voice because this will be so fucking hard.
Are you reading it aloud, or are you gonna read it to yourself
Zoomer
first?
generation.
I'm gonna read it to myself for now.
Okay.
Fox, they weren't taught cursive in school. She's crippled.
I was taught cursive. It's just we weren't taught the whole thing because
But
our
we
teacher
were
gave
taught
up.
we were taught cursive for a single year. And then everybody went, it doesn't exist anymore. Don't do it unless you're signing a check.
Exactly.
Okay. We learned it, but our teacher stopped midway through. So there's
You
some
were
letters.
the cutoff.
So literally, there's some letters where I'm just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Next day, come in and be like, "Sorry, kids, fuck all that nonsense. Throw it out the door. We're not doing it anymore. Moving
I got,
on."
It's not even like full cursive either. It's just like a script.
Yeah, it's actually not too bad. That's good.
The
Yes.
other one, Yavari, are you gonna open your letter?
Sure. I was gonna wait for Nemo to read his so I could hear it.
Okay, if you want, Nemu, you're gonna do anything as you read yours.
Are you gonna read it out loud?
Hey, you can read yours. Nemu's gonna read his first before he says anything. He's not gonna read it out loud just yet.
These are private letters.
And you're probably wait.
Wish I got mail.
I got this from my mother's grave. It wasn't even addressed to me.
And you dropped it. How irresponsible of you.
I didn't know.
While they're reading
I
their
could say
letters, Finn is gonna.
I could say something very hurtful, but it's probably uncalled for.
Don't you do it. Don't you
Finn's
do
gonna
it.
open their new map on the table and start digesting it.
Okay.
Meg, are you gonna be reading yours out loud too, or are you reading it to yourself first?
I don't know yet.
Okay, well, while you decide, what's this do?
Meg, you can take a look at Discord for it.
What's this do? What are you doing?
I'm poking at the map, I guess. Which very stupid question. I know what it does, but where's this lead to?
This is the map on how to get the dragon scale.
Yeah,
Oh, there's a dragon scale at the end of this.
the
It
map
is like
that
a map
leads
at the docks,
down.
right?
It map that leads seemingly under the water.
Wow,
Mm-hmm.
that looks like it goes underwater. How's that gonna work?
Well, guess we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. Is there some type of spell you think that Arms can learn that gets us underwater?
Maybe. Wait a minute, Fox. If I vaguely recall, the ship that was in the Temple of Gone that was on display, the miniature version of it, was that a submersible ship?
Allow me to check that because that's not something I remember off the top of my head, but I can tell you in
Neither-
a second.
Neither do I, because I'm thinking, oh, I heard there's submarines. If I've heard there's submarines.
It is a
But I haven't
submersible, you do remember correctly.
Oh, I remember seeing a ship that could go underwater at the Temple of Gond.
However, it was just like a little miniature toy model.
Yeah, but I think the concept is still there that there does exist a submarine of some sort.
Yes.
But I don't know where we're gonna get one of those.
Well,
Maybe there's a cave or something that goes underwater?
that's a possibility.
Can I look at the map closer to see if it instructs how one gets underwater, or does it just say walk off the nearest dock?
So
Look, that's what I wanted.
it's not like a series of instructions. It's kind of just like a map with an X that has a little arrow next to it that's like underwater.
It's like it's here and it's this far down.
Well, dragons aren't necessarily can't breathe underwater, right? So
Well, I don't know much about dragons. They're magical, so maybe.
I wouldn't be surprised if some can, but I think you're on the right path about a cave.
Hmm.
But this map isn't very topographical, so I might be able to fill in the blanks.
Maybe we just take a boat out to where it says and then, I don't know, go from there.
How far offshore is it? Is the X?
It's a little ways off. Not anything that would be like horrid to get to or like need a ship to get out there. But it isn't like right off the docks either.
Okay.
It does also say the depth, which is about 120 feet under the water.
Hmm.
Well, that's gonna be a tough one. So yeah, either a spell or how do we even talk to the dragon when we get down there? Can they talk?
I'm pretty sure dragons can talk.
I've
Well,
never heard.
maybe
so.
not. Kieran can't talk, but Kieran's also not used to his dragon form, so
When he says stuff, things happen. So
yeah. I doubt this dragon is like Kieran.
well, maybe we focus on something different until we can figure that one out.
The invisible creature, right?
Why? Mouse.
Yeah, have you ever heard of anything that turns invisible or can be invisible?
I mean, there's a lot of creatures, I guess.
Does it matter which kind? I mean,
We're not
does
even
it
sure
have
if
to
the
be
creature has to be
alive?
naturally invisible. What if we just have arms turn something invisible, you know?
I feel like that would probably be a dishonorable interpretation of the rules.
Dishonorable.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a lot
dishonorable.
of forms. I don't think it's gonna discriminate.
It's a fancy way of saying it's cheating.
There's no cheating in thievery, which is what we're about to do.
Hey, if we've got the keys, then it's not thievery. It's only thievery if you're using a lockpick. Isn't that right, Yavari?
Yvari's gonna
Corn's-
look away
she's
from her
busy.
letter and look up at him. I'm sorry, what?
Don't worry about it, Boots.
Oh, okay, sorry. And then she's just gonna go back to reading her letter.
Well, those two seem pretty, what's the word? Wrapped up?
Yeah, how are Nemu and Yavari doing right now?
I'm currently on page 2. I'm sorry.
Nemu is his eyes are like he's read it and he's reading it again. He's just reading it over and over again.
Say, where'd Basil go?
Maybe
Looks
to put the
around for
food away?
Basil.
Hippity hoppity.
No, I already put the
Oh,
food
she
in the
might be
kitchen.
putting her hammock. She might be putting her hammock up in her room.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh. Hey, I'm sorry, I'm not great with names. Bev, is it?
Yeah. What's your name, mate?
Did somebody come by here talking about, looking over the place for renovations?
Did they?
Uh, yes.
Yeah, actually, someone did.
Oh, great. Did she, leave you anything? Some notes or, like something that told us how much the work was gonna cost, or?
Yeah, she
Um,
did. She left a couple of pages of stuff.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh,
This is
neat.
what she left, and Ben's just gonna put it on the bar.
Invoices.
Penziris is gonna start looking over the paper.
A lot of it is just quotes and measurements and things noticed.
Mm-hmm.
However, at the very end, you see like a final quote for like fixing up and bringing the house back into code, at least from a woodworking perspective.
Mhm.
And it's explicitly stated in these quotes that doesn't include things like the plumbing or other things.
Mm-hmm.
There's also you see a note on the last page that's weirdly scrawled something about a dragon. But you see the quote come out to roughly like 1,200 gold.
Oh. Penziris is gonna put the set the pages down on the bar and stare up at the ceiling.
Seems you guys got a mighty fine bill, I guess.
Mm-hmm. A great one.
Ooh, that's rough, buddy.
Penziris is gonna hold his thumb and forefinger up to his eyes and rub them, uh, trying to reconcile the fact that not only is he still in debt, but now essentially the price for everything has just doubled. And then he'll look down at the counter and lean against it while looking down at the page and give a heavy sigh.
Well, real quick, while Fen is having his existential crisis, can I have Finn basically start to like turn this map into a more complete map?
Define more complete.
So like it doesn't really have like it's just the can I fill it in with any details it's missing that I know? Like if it's just like a basic map, can I make it more fleshed out, like better like topography and
Yeah, I guess. Go ahead and roll me survival.
oh, that's an interesting.
We'll see whether you draw on this with crayons or actually make a map.
Can I have advantage because I'm a cartographer?
Sure.
I'm gonna still roll shitty.
I mean, use that background as much as possible. Hey, look at that.
Okay, so you do manage to flesh it out a little bit. It still doesn't give you a whole lot of information as to like where this dragon scale is located outside of just generic things, but you are able to pinpoint like where it is, where to go off the docks, that kind of thing now.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, that one's not too bad. Maybe we could pay for it in installments.
You get horns?
I'm fine. It's gonna cost a lot to fix up the place.
Just get a dragon, steal from a dragon or something. That's what we did.
Yeah, well, I think we're actually kind of working on something like that, but I don't think that's gonna work out anytime soon.
That's mighty unfortunate, mate.
Yeah, well, what do you have any gold to spare to help us fix this place up?
If I could, I would be side-eyeing my DM
So-
because I cannot do this without approval from said DM.
I,
Because I do have coin, but I don't know if I'm allowed to give coin.
Khajiit has help if you have coin.
Khajiit has help if DM approved.
Okay, so Khajiit does actually have coin. But due to inherent, like, what is it? You're gonna, like, sequence break shit. I'm gonna say that, like, you don't have anything technically but a small, basically what you need to get by yourself, and everything else is kind of pooled back at the ramshackle.
Okay, that's fair.
You've only got what's in your purse.
Just so you don't get to pull out like buttloads of cash and be like, here,
I only have
400 gold.
I have like 400 gold and like 1,000 silver, nearly 2,000 copper, but that's it. That's fine. Unfortunately, mate, I only brought the bare necessities with me. Most of it's left at our own inn.
Yes, it does not do well to travel heavy pursed.
That's how you get robbed. Big mug. We don't want
We've
that.
learned our lesson.
Yeah, I figured. All right, well, it's fine. It'll be fine. It'll all work out. Just be confident.
Just
Well,
gotta
we
be
can
smart
go
with your
to-
money. That's all you gotta do.
Right. Starts tugging slightly on the cape apprehensively. his robe, his cloak apprehensively is like, this was a waste of money. How's Nemu looking?
Yeah, how are Nemo and Yavari doing?
Nemo first.
Nemu's doing better. He's the best way to describe it is that he's happy in a way. And he has folded up the letter and has put it back into the envelope. And he's just happy. He's just vibing.
You look pleased.
Yeah, it was a good letter. What'd you say?
Nemu thinks for a moment, thinking about whether or not to read it out loud. Okay, this thing's gonna be a bitch and a half to read as Nemu. Okay. Let me take a swig of my drink. Okay.
You can do it.
Nemu pulls out his the letter again. Feels like a little cough.
Hello. I'm sorry for not being able to come earlier. Father has been a tad bit overbearing lately, and Mother won't leave me alone. So I wasn't able to make time to meet you for the first time as quickly as I'd like.
Jesus Christ. This is gonna be an adventure.
I wonder what you would have been like.
And, like Nemu's like, God damn it, this is something to read.
I wonder what you would have been like. And honestly, I wish I could have met my older brother's mother. Nemu always recounted you fondly and had never spoken ill of you once.
even after everything that happened. I've tried to speak to father about you, but every time I do, he shuts down. And if mother is around, she gets exceptionally angry. I hope you're keeping watch over Mimu. I wish I could see him again. Recently, I found out that apparently Limu lost a ton of books to father before he left. And from what I understand, father had said he destroyed them. However, father was sick recently, and despite my better urges, I decided to peek around in his office. I didn't find much of import, except importance. I'm guessing, except for a small, tightly bound journal with my brother's name on it and a small storybook. In the journal were
Myriad.
or a myriad of thoughts, feelings, and dreams of adventure, and the storybook told tales of the world beyond the borders of Waterdeep. I ended up replacing the book with replicas forged by my own hands, and have since read through the storybook in its entirety. The world seems marvelous, magical, and fully of whimsy. It's little wonder why my brother fell in love with it. I haven't. Oh God.
Stretch the vocal cords.
This
I
is why we
haven't
have
yet
water.
Yep.
I haven't yet fully explored my brother's journal out of privacy, but I hope one day he comes home so I can return it to him. Perhaps together we can show father that there's more than boats and gold in the typical noble's life. I miss him, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I came here to see you in hopes that I might learn a bit more about him, about the brother I lost. Either way, I should wrap this up. If I take any longer writing this, I am liable to be questioned where I went by mother, and that's not something I particularly want. I'll try to come back with flowers when I can. I promise. Your stepson, Puvali Nimbaloom.
Aww.
Wow.
That's what it says.
Well, it sounds like your brother still loves you. So
Like
that's
Nemo
good.
said, Tuvali is good boy. He's always
That's
been
so
a good boy.
That's so sweet, Nemo. You should go see him. He
Mm,
misses you so.
Mimu does too, but Mimu doesn't want to go home anymore.
Well, there's got to be another place Tuvali goes.
Maybe I'll leave my own letter at Mother's grave so next time he comes, he can see it, and I'll tell him to come here. Mimu
There you
doesn't
go.
want to go back to Father's house.
Hmm.
Not quite yet.
Understandable. Well, and what about you, Yavari? What's your letter say?
Huh? Oh, sorry. Hold on. She's looking like she's takes a moment being quiet and she's like smiling and it's like a very comforted smile. I'm just finishing. Give me a sec. And as she reaches the end of the letter, she immediately looks shocked, flips over the letter, then back to the letter, and blushes entirely and just looks mortified and just
That's
like
funny.
hugs the letter close. Oh shit.
What? What's wrong?
Uh shit.
How did we fuck up the space-time
Well,
continuum?
let's just say my grandfather knows what you look like now.
Oh,
Hey,
you sent him a
Patso?
picture or something?
I kind of sort of accidentally wrote this letter on the back of one of my drawings.
Oh no! Oh
A drawing
Oh,
at all?
Okay,
no!
great.
Dear
Can I see? I
God!
haven't seen your drawings at all.
Mm, Thank the gods it wasn't as bad as usual, but yeah, still.
I thought they were pretty good drawings.
Here, read it out loud. I can't. And she's just gonna shove the letter to him.
He's gonna he tilts his head back in slight surprise, and then takes the slightly crumpled up letter in hand. And he's gonna look over the back of it too to see if there's a drawing. Is there a drawing?
There is a drawing.
Oh, did Meg actually illustrate this drawing?
Meg did actually illustrate this drawing.
Meg sent me the drawing.
I
Ooh!
want to see it. I want it. Give it over.
Oh. Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Basil, as soon as she
Nice.
heard that there's a drawing of Fenzira, she's going to be trying to look at the letter to see what the drawing is.
I would like it to be known out of character that I didn't actually have this image when I was writing the letter.
Yeah, that's
So
my bad.
if there are certain things in the letter that don't quite translate, so you kind of got to take a leap of logic, just so you're aware.
We'll just pretend that it's correct, and it'll be all fine.
I mean,
Yeah,
technically it makes sense in certain contexts.
We'll just roll with it, no worries.
roll because D&D. Sorry.
I want it.
Anyway,
Give it to me. I want to see this drawing.
well, hold on. I want to read the letter first.
Your part's gonna sit down, just like putting her hands on her face, just embarrassed completely.
Wait, so do you want me to read this out loud?
Finn is very confused on why you guys are reading private letters aloud, not gonna lie. He's like, I mean, I guess we're sharing.
Sharing is caring.
He's like, I definitely would not read aloud my letters.
Yavari, am I supposed to read this aloud?
Please, I can't right now.
Uh,
I need a minute.
Okay. And he's gonna walk to the center of the room in front of the hearth, as if to take a podium or something, up
You
up
just
in
hear
front.
Bev go, "Oh, you brave soul."
Basil will sit on her barrel like a little schoolgirl, ready to listen to the teacher.
Now I have to read this in Fenzir's voice, just like you, Nibu. Yay!
Fucked.
This is also
Now
a
you know
long one. Okay.
Now you know how I felt.
Well, thank God it's not in cursive. Yavari. Been a while since I've seen you, so I hope you're doing all right. The sinner's hand will be fine, just like I always tell you. He's not very good at reading, so he's
This is fine.
Things are getting better around here as well. Just managed to save up enough profits to refurnish the hand with some new tables and dishware. Oh, that's cool. Nothing super fancy, of course. Your grandpa isn't that wealthy, but something new to spice up the show. In regard to you not finding anything out about your parents, perhaps you're looking in the wrong places. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, remember? As an adventurer, you're liable to meet the strangest and weirdest people, or so I'm told as barkeep. You should know that much after all those stories I told you. Ha! You've always been one to keep to yourself even when helping me here at the hand, so make sure to reach out. You might be surprised what you end up finding out. It's okay to get distracted, Javari, as sometimes that's the world, or maybe even the gods, who knows? Telling us to enjoy where we go and what we get to see. With that out of the way, I saw you wrote that you've not only settled in with a group of your own, but started your own tavern to boot? Well, color me impressed, dear. I'd love to meet them when you have some time, but it sounds like you all have it cut out for you guys. As for Mavrin, hey, it's that guy you... Fenzir's will interrupt himself and then look back down at the note. I haven't heard anything, but I did hear a tidbit regarding your parents. I heard from an adventurer that stopped by the Hand recently that he had delved into the, oh darn, what was it called? Bottom Mountain? No, that wasn't in Under Mountain. That was it. Apparently, there's a whole city down there somewhere. Very little law, mostly run by crime, from what I was told. However, that's not the point. What is the point is that this adventurer mentioned that apparently a ton of places there are freaking out over a new crime group, one whose calling card is two serpents entwined on a silver piece. No guarantee it's your parents, so no need to rush, but I had intended to send word of it to you anyway, just on the off chance. Perhaps you'll find some clues there. There's gotta be someone around who knows more about the city too, if you decide to look into that. Then he goes to he shuffles one page to the back and then shuffles the next page to the front. At the end of the day, as long as you are happy, Yav, I'm happy for you. Oh, that's cute. He calls you Yav? Anyways.
Aw, that's a cute nickname.
I'm happy for you. I'm glad you found someone, and I'm sure the wildest things are happening around you. Things I bet you didn't even expect. Just remember, when the going gets hard, stick with it. Don't let little differences push you all apart. Every adventurer is unique in their own way, with trials and tribulations that only the divine know about. I believe in you. Anyway, I know staying out of trouble is probably not a feasible option for someone like you, so I'll say instead not to get yourself into too much trouble. Also, I see your drawing skills are increasing still. Definitely an interesting picture of I suppose it's a very well-endowed minotaur, to say the least. Flips back, looks at the picture, shakes his head. I bet you didn't realize you wrote your letter on the back of it, but it gave me quite the laugh. Keep moving forward, and I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. I've also enclosed a couple of gold to make sure you manage to eat well enough. Last thing I need is for you to tell me you've been eating by stealing. Love you, kiddo. Stay safe. Love, Osmir Cornea.
Aw, that was so sweet.
And then Fenziris takes a bow.
Basil
Congrats,
claps.
big man. Now let me see this image. I want to take a look at it myself.
Who's asked? Who's that? Who's
Bev is
asking for the image?
Bev is. Bev wants to see this.
Bev and
Mev.
Basil.
Meg, do you
Basil's
want
like
to post
hop-
the image somewhere,
hopping.
or
Oh, sorry, my bad. Hold on.
Basil will be hopping up and down, like trying to see it, but I'll say that Finziris's hands are kind of blocking the image.
Fenziris is
You
gonna
know-
walk over and set the drawing down on the corner for everybody else to look at.
Bev will pick it up quickly, just in case this isn't something for the rabbit to see.
Aww.
Liv, I need a drink, please.
Oh my.
A small, like, little glass with a very, very, very small amount of whiskey. Would be a shot or
you.
two. Moves up
Good.
in front of you.
We need to
Quite the-
restock
Thanks,
this
Liv.
Quite
place.
the artist, aren't you, Yavari? Yeah, this is safe for you to look at. And she sets it down so that Basil can look at it.
Basil will have grabby hands and grab the paper to look.
Nimu like walks up beside her and is also looking.
This is so well done, Yavari.
It's amazing.
Look at how you look so dash.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Aqua would say you're a nice piece of cake.
Wait, who would say that to who?
More like a
Aqua.
nice cut of beefcake. I mean, oh shit. She's
Bev
gonna
is
drink her whiskey real quick.
chuckling. Bev is laughing. This is hilarious to her.
Oh, good heavens.
Yeah, Aqua would have pictures like this of both girls and boys sometimes up in his tent.
Oh me.
Hugo, you see here,
He
Basil?
likes all the fish in the
This is
sea.
a this is a nice piece of cake. And then you point to another one and said, this is a nice piece of fudge. And stuff like that.
Uh,
Sounds like Aqua's had a lot of experiences from what I can tell.
I mean, he didn't say if he had a body count.
Banderas is gonna walk away. Kendra, what the
Basil,
hell are we doing?
Basil, what do you mean? You know what?
I'm not gonna lie, Horns. I zoned out. Sorry.
Alright.
Anyways, I touched up this map, and I had another thought as we were all getting acquainted with his elders.
Yeah, what's up?
What to do about Renar?
He's dead. I don't know if
Right.
we
I
can do
think we
anything
should
about him.
just. I think we should just send an anonymous tip to the authorities to look into his dad a little harder. I don't think we should get involved.
Well, I suppose we could say something, but I don't know if they like anonymous people saying things about people of power.
At least we could say we did our duty about it.
I suppose. What if they ask us how we know?
That's why it's anonymous.
Yeah, well,
just
who are we telling?
leave a letter.
Oh, you mean just write a letter, like drop it off or something?
I am
Yeah.
not writing another letter.
We just got a letter. We just
Ooh, alright, it!
wonder who it's from.
Dear
Well,
policemen guys. We
we-
found out who killed Mr. Renier. It was his daddy.
Oh.
Please go and investigate him because he was very, very bad.
You don't think we should drop by Renair's place? Just to...
Please, I made
No.
anonymous.
No, I don't.
Emu agrees with this motion. We should not do that.
I've had enough of the nobles in the city.
Alright, but... I feel a little... unfulfilled, if that makes sense.
Listen, let's handle this Dragon Vault thing first.
Yeah, but why did he... What was Renair gonna do with the stone once he got it?
Maybe he was keeping it away from his papa because he said his papa was really mean.
Yeah, but... Isn't it weird that... How did they say he died?
I don't know.
He was poisoned
Well, how did he get poisoned?
by his dad.
How did he get poisoned? Poison doesn't just show up in somebody.
Drink.
You know, I think that's a problem for the cops.
Well,
Maybe
I mean,
they put it in his ear.
That's...
did they... Yes?
No, he was replying to Basil. Just that was it. That was the
That's ...
yeah, just
Got it.
I mean, it's like in that one place, Spamlet.
What the hell is she talking about?
I don't know.
In the
I
one
have no
place,
idea.
Spamlet, it was the prince, and he came back, and his daddy died, and then he found out that his daddy died because his uncle put poison in his ear.
Did you give her alcohol?
Fuck
Me?
no.
I didn't give her shit.
Bev is
It
like
did
kind of.
actual
Bev has
thing.
been like overhearing this. And
We
she's
believe
just
your
like,
ears. It's just not conducive to what's going on currently.
Bev has like overheard this, and she's just like, more likely than not, his father probably paid some fucking servant. The servant put poison in his drink. He drank it. He died. Good night, eternal rest.
Right. Well, you don't want to... You aren't at least a little bit curious as to, looking into how that transpired?
Curious
No.
isn't one of my traits, unfortunately. I know what I'm about.
Besides,
Wasn't your buddy
curiosity
like a
killed
high
the
ranking
cat.
noble too?
Ah, but satisfaction brought him back. Rail says off from the side.
Besides, curiosity killed the cat, you know. Oh, no offense. And she
Nah,
looks to
none
Beth.
taken.
No offense to Beth.
No, none taken. I've died many times. I've always come back though.
You
Anyway.
have? How did you do that?
Luck.
Basil looking
Lots
up
of
with
luck.
big, wondered-filled eyes.
Anyway, if he's
Wow.
a high ranking noble family, it's probably not best to get tangled into that mess too much.
We're already tangled up with the Castellanters. I really don't think we need to add to it.
Oh, fine. Well, what do you suggest we do then?
I told you.
Which is
Leave the tip to the cops and let the cops do their damn job.
and then what?
And we
Cross
worry
his
about
arms.
our own shit.
Okay. What shit are we worrying about and what are we doing?
We have to get the keys for the vault, right?
How do we do that?
Well, we know where to get one. We know where to get the other, technically. And the invisible creature, I don't... That, I guess, we'll just play by ear.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a lot of things are kind of up in the air.
As you two are talking about this, the back door to the tavern, the manor opens, and both Teak and Kieran enter. Kieran back in humanoid form.
Hidden!
Oh.
Ah, looks like Dragon Boy's back to normal.
Oh shush.
Welcome back, Gems.
Hello.
You won't believe what I saw on my walk today.
He,
Say,
he simply smiles at you.
I saw a backwards flying bird. It was rather funny.
Oh my god, please don't talk about that fucking bird.
I didn't see fucking shit.
Neither did I.
Backwards
just a
flying
bird.
bed.
I have no idea.
Ugh.
The bird that's gonna
Basil just-
gaslight half the party and begin a civil war.
Basil's just gonna be looking up at Kieran, grinning.
Bev's just like looking at them like, backwards flying bird? What the fuck do they mean, backwards flying bird?
Then Xeris will
Like-
sit down at a table away from Findril and lean against the table.
Hey, Gems, question.
Hmm.
If a dragon that's not you, right, would be able to converse normally while in being a dragon.
Most dragons are capable of speech, yes.
What about breathing underwater?
Most do keep their... Most would be able to survive underwater, yes, if they so chose. Most don't prefer it, but they can do it.
Great. Alright, so. How are we getting to the dragon?
You need to get underwater.
We're getting to a dragon.
Nods at both of them. Yeah, we need a scale from a dragon that's under in the dock.
The bronze dragon, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Closer to
So-
Icewind Dale, we can call our little whale friend. I don't know if he would go as far as Waterdeep, though.
A whale friend.
I don't have my
Y'all are
notes
some
with
strange
me.
people.
Anga juke.
Thank you. I don't have my Ophelia notes.
It's a problem when I don't even need to look that up to remember things like this. That's when you start to know it's a problem.
Hunger juke.
Yes. You see, there's this whale in Icewind Dale, Ongajuk, and he has a little area that you could actually sit on while he swims underwater, and you would be able to breathe just fine. It's like a little dome of sorts.
Do you think they'll be able to find something like that here?
Mayhaps. You never know.
Hmm. Well, I don't know. Gets up. He's gonna walk out. I'm gonna go get a paper. And he walks out the door to go get a newspaper because that's a thing in this world.
Yes.
He's a mighty interesting fellow.
I didn't take him quite as the newspaper reading type.
Oh, that kind of chuckles at that.
It's another couple seconds before you see Kieran kind of smile at the conversation that was going on and remark, "Well, if you can't find another way, I'm sure your friend here," and he gestures towards Ophelia, "could get you down there no problem. If she's creative enough."
Creative. She's always been creative. Bev, like, is just like, what is that supposed to mean?
Somebody is protective of mommy.
His eyes just flash almost playfully at Bev, as if she's starting some form of game.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Oh, you want to play a game, buddy? I'm ready. But this bitch any day.
I'm sure I could figure something out.
Well,
how would you interpret this, Gems? So, we need 3 keys. One of them says that we need an invisible creature.
That would just mean a creature that's invisible, right?
Right, it doesn't have to be natural. We could just magic's one.
Maybe. Won't know unless you try. If it doesn't explicitly state, you won't know. Are you sure you're not overthinking again, Finn?
He just pinches the bridge of his nose. Kind of hard with the company involved.
I think you're just overthinking.
Bum bum bum.
Meanwhile,
Do I find a newspaper yet?
You do. You managed to go a little ways down the road and actually find a newspaper area. I haven't quite fleshed it out, so we're just gonna say you grab a newspaper.
Do I have to pay for it?
Barely anything. It'd be like 2 copper.
That's 2 less copper than I had before now. All right. That's exactly the number of copper I had on me. Convenient.
So you pick up the newspaper. Do you do anything with it there, or are you gonna bring it back?
No, I'm gonna bring it back. I'm not comfortable standing around outside. Although, now I take a look around outside. Is there anything of note? Any interesting figures? Anybody walking away? Anybody walking towards me? Anybody making faces at me?
Yes, you see Yavari approaching you.
Oh. And I will watch Javari approach me.
You got your newspaper.
Yep, right here. Shakes it.
All right, good.
What, you just came after me to check on me or something?
I had to make sure you didn't get lost or something. That's all.
All right then, sure. Me, lost, here. Huh, huh. I laugh, huh.
I too want to look around. Do I see anybody I notice or anything, anyone suspicious? Anything going on? Anything around me? Something of interest?
Roll me perception.
Okie doke. Oh,
Woo!
it was almost a 20. Shit.
So you're a little bit too lost in Fenziris' eyes to notice anything around you.
Fair.
I'm so dreamy.
It's like the
All right.
anime filter, like bubbles and everything around him.
Yeah, it's all pink, sparkles, the
Why?
wow.
I
All right.
know.
So walking back to the tavern. And end scene. What are y'all talking about? Continue.
Oh, am I missing?
Oh,
What are
Finn
you
and
looking at?
Kieran are being Finn and Kieran.
Kieran's also maintaining like this fucking like tension that looks like electricity
between Bev.
between Bev and him.
Bev's
Real
like
quick,
tail
where
is like flicking so much
licking?
right now. Flicking.
Flicking. I
Her
heard licking.
tail
I
is
was very
flicking,
confused.
yeah.
You know how like
Swish,
sometimes
swish,
when cats are
swish.
like just their tails are just going
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
We call them angry snakes.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm sure, Bev. I'm sure Mr. Kieran didn't mean any harm by it. I'm sure, and he was making just a simple suggestion. No need to start fights.
Ah, son, if I'm standing right here, I'm doing good.
Mm.
You just hear Kieran laugh. A sort of like a wind chime sound that seems to echo through the ground floor of the manor.
He do that? What the fuck? How does he do that?
What are you
Wh-
talking about? I didn't even do anything.
Did you not? Okay.
Let it go,
Finn is
Bev.
very confused on what you mean. Like what? Like that's normal.
No,
where
and
is
not everyone has wind chime laughter. Sorry.
It's just like
Yes,
that's
Fenzir.
where is Orion currently?
Oh my god.
We're gonna say that Orion had actually gone upstairs to his room.
He's going to
Okay.
attune to his blade that doesn't want to be tuned to.
That doesn't
Yeah.
want to attune to him. Gotcha.
he's,
Oh my
he's gonna
god.
go fight
Okay.
with that thing for a bit.
Well, Fenzir posts himself up on this barrel and then leans against the wall and starts reading the paper. What's going on in that?
Roll me, let's go investigation.
God, I really need to up my intelligence. I make a
No,
lot of
you're
these fucking
fine.
rolls.
So you page through the paper, and for the most part, it seems to not be anything super big. Surprisingly, you don't see anything mentioned regarding Renair.
Hmm.
At all. Like the paper seems completely devoid of anything regarding him, as if nothing has happened.
That's weird. You figured that would have been news. Or they don't know about it.
But as you flip to the back, you find a section of the newspaper that appears to be a recipe of some sort.
Sorry.
Does it look like it's drawn, written, etc. in the
r-
same script as the newspaper, or is it oddly unique?
It's in its own section, but it's written the same way as the newspaper. And it's the author of the recipe appears to be a P. Dean.
P. Dean.
Dean.
Kind of weird.
I got it,
I
you
get it.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it took me a second. Now I get it too.
They're
Okay,
butter.
what's the recipe say?
It is in fact a let's see. Let me see here. Where's my list? It is
Probably gonna be something I need to copy.
it's a pie recipe.
Ooh, I love pie.
And for the most part, this recipe seems fairly normal. With the exception of a single ingredient, which is tabaxi fur.
Reading that, Fenziris's eyes, but nothing else, is going to glance up from the paper, under his brow, and look at Bev standing at the bar.
Although it could also be argued that the ungodly amount of butter required for the recipe could be abnormal, but there's nothing you can get butter normally.
What you looking at, big man?
Nothing. Looks back down at the paper.
Okay. Strange fellow he is.
Anything interesting in the
Buckload
news?
of butter. Besides the fact that that there's no mention of Renair, is there anything else interesting in the news? Any other figures or whatnot? Any names that pop up?
There's some political drama going on in the opinion section.
Ooh.
As always.
There's you notice a person has written into the newspaper, seemingly venting about how the city doesn't keep the streets clean enough of filth.
Mm-hmm.
And that said filth should be evicted from the city.
That's an interesting.
That's
That's an interesting implication.
Term.
I thought he was talking about like actual shit on the streets.
Yeah, that went from you guys thinking one thing to you guys thinking another, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yes, it did. As I'm sure it was intended
Someone's an
to.
asshole.
Yes. Nope. Pretty much nothing of interesting. Actually, it's kind of weird because you'd figured with Renair dying, I mean, he was part of a noble family that that would have been in the paper, but nobody's talking about that either.
I mean,
Yeah, but wasn't he
conspiracy?
removed?
I guess, but still kind of odd. I mean,
I'm sure if Nemu died, he wouldn't be in the paper. Sorry, bud.
Thanks. I
maybe if he
appreciate
died
it.
from poison, he would have been.
I mean, did we find out he died like a week ago?
Maybe they won't post anything till they find out the culprit.
Or they already posted it?
Correct me if I'm wrong, my actual memory. Was it 2 days ago from today when we found out that he died? Or was that 2 days ago from yesterday? Or is it even 2 days at all and I'm just crazy?
When did this fucker die?
Technically it was 2 days ago from yesterday.
Okay, so it was only 3 days ago that they found out. I don't know, it figured it'd be big news by now. Or at least some rumors.
Or are they sweeping it under the rug? It's a conspiracy.
You really are unhinged, aren't you, as a little bunny?
Yes.
They did this on purpose, I'm sure.
You know, everything's on purpose, for sure. Absolutely. Yes, sir.
This was all Basil from the get-go. Mad
It's
Rabbit.
me.
She's the mad hare.
I'm the actual big bad.
I can see that. But anyways,
Man, wouldn't that be an interesting twist?
Damn.
What a twist.
What a tweet.
Fenziris will get up from his seat and walk over and hand off the paper to Findril, and then go back and sit down next to Yavari. Here we go.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, there was a pie recipe on the back there.
A pie recipe. Oh, all right. Well, and
We
Fidgel's
could
just gonna leaf through the paper.
We could add it to our collection.
Yeah.
He's gonna be specifically looking for anything more on fucking, oh my god, I'm drawing Mr. Baron Man.
Alivar.
Yeah, I knew, but he didn't. I don't remember if it said his name in the paper.
Mr.
Roll
P.
me investigation.
Mr. Bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles.
Where's Bubbles?
It's also at this point that as you're flipping through the paper, Kieran's hand flicks in a direction, and Bev, your tail gets like pulled.
Here we go.
Ah, fuck.
I fucking love him.
Nothing happens. By the time you looked around, there's nothing there, and it looks like nobody's moved, but you could have sworn your tail was pulled.
Oh god. Place is fucking haunted. I mean, it's already been confirmed that it's haunted. But there's something more here.
What's wrong? What's wrong?
See, I tried to tell Orion that, but he didn't believe me.
Bev, what's wrong?
Nothing. Something just fucking touched me. But you know what? Whatever.
You always think something's touching you.
Well, maybe I'm sensitive. Okay.
Occasionally it's right if something is touching me.
Fucking dead.
It wouldn't be the weirdest thing we've been through.
Dean is with 2 E's.
I'm just
Really?
trying to live my best
Yeah,
life.
sorry,
That
yeah.
is good.
I wouldn't fucking know that, but alright.
I'm sorry.
But
I watch
as you
baking shows.
as you
It's the
poke through
childhood trauma in me.
Findrel, in this edition of the newspaper, you don't see anything regarding the Baron. Suspiciously, the newspaper is completely clear of him.
Is this like a newspaper, or is this like the tabloids?
This is like a newspaper, like
Okay.
full on, like what would effectively be like the Wall Street Journal for Waterdeep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Waterdeep Times.
It's actually called the Herald, but
A Herald.
The Herald. Okay. Finn doesn't like that, but he doesn't voice that out loud.
Well, you know what? What are we doing today? Nothing. Nobody has any
Or is it
blank
supposed
stares
to
all
go?
around.
I'm talking. I'm talking here. Sorry. Sorry.
Discord delay. It's okay.
Well, aren't we supposed to go find the scale thingy?
Yeah, but that's underwater. Probably.
But Jim said that she could maybe help. Puts to Ophelia. Well, I haven't had to take a whole group underwater before. It's easy for me myself to breathe underwater. Sure can figure something out, though.
Wait, you have gills?
No, I'm a sea elf. We have the ability to breathe underwater.
Findra, why didn't you tell me elves could breathe underwater?
Oh god.
Not elf.
He looks at you.
God.
Excuse me?
No,
She just said she was
I
an elf.
can't
Dear.
breathe.
no,
A
dear,
sea elf.
sea elf.
There's
sea
different elves.
There's different elves?
I don't
There
even speak
are.
Elvish.
You don't even
Astral-
speak Elvish?
it's
No.
a hell of a time for the party to be learning this.
Astral elves, sea elves, dark elves, wood elves.
Know them personally. I was one.
The most prolific fucking race in the multiverse.
Rail says. Only some people understand, other people don't, apparently.
I've just kind of
They're
side-eyed
just like,
them.
what?
Wow, I'm learning a lot today. Different kind of elves. What do they think of next?
Speak 13 different languages and not one of them is
You know, there's different types of everything, right? There's different types of Dragonborn.
I don't think there's different
Tieflings.
types of minotaurs.
I mean, you never know.
Pretty sure
Are
there's
there
different-
actually different types of minotaurs?
I don't actually believe so. I
Hell,
believe they're one of the few races that doesn't have any subtypes.
I
And
think
Easy 5e.
I think the only difference is, as far as minotaurs from my research, is that because initially they were mostly just like an enemy type that lives in the Underdark, that when they became a playable race, they actually had like slightly different rules written for the playable race. That's the only difference, but I don't think there's any like
There's-
explicit difference.
There's actually 3 different types of minotaur. I just googled it.
Well, I don't know if I believe you, so there. In fact,
Shop
Spencer
in
doesn't
this
believe you
world,
regardless.
There's one Minotaur, and that's all that matters.
Exactly.
It's common shorthorn, less common ghost bull, and the labyrinthine minotaur.
Yeah, those are all the mob types.
Mm.
They're not like different races.
So, but anyways,
Yeah,
I
the
digress.
Minotaur race itself, there's no subtypes.
I don't think
It's the
Tabaxi has
mobs that
subtypes,
have
right?
different types of Minotaurs.
Got you.
I don't
Yep.
even think Tabaxi has subtypes. If I'm correct.
Well, anyways, the racial differences aside,
Oh, I guess that is.
So we have a way underwater, potentially.
Potentially. Like I said,
think we
I've
should
never
go
taken
for
a
it.
full group, but I can definitely try. Think of something. I'm sure.
well, then what are we waiting for?
Again, another hand flick, and Bev, you feel like you feel one of your ears flatten for a second.
Can I see, now that I'm not reading the paper, can I see Kieran doing this?
Ever so gently, you can. It's a very, very,
I
very
can-
faint.
Does
You just-
Rail see it too?
From where Kieran is, no, Rail does not.
Okay.
Because Kieran is around this corner.
Oh, okay.
Bev doesn't say anything, but her fur is definitely more prickly of irritation.
Fennel
All right.
smirk.
I'll never
It
get
looks
this
like it's
harassment, but
my
I'll still do
turn
it.
to go on an adventure with this lot.
And these appendages.
If anything happens, you know how to get in contact with me.
If
And
anything
should
happens, Tara, I'll kill all of you. Just kidding. I love you all. What am I?
Is
She
that a
comes back
threat?
in one piece. That's all I'm saying.
Safe travels, my lady.
thank you, Rael. Thank you, Bev.
Hmm.
She'll go up to the current party and just go, all right. I'm still new to Waterdeep, so lead the way.
You'll get used to the place. It's not that big. Actually, fucking massive.
Yeah. Also, I'd like to point out now that I actually went down this fucking rabbit hole. The Minotaur race page is so vague. It doesn't even state things like the lifespan of a Minotaur. Or like
Yep.
technically what their creature type is.
Yeah, Minotaurs get very little love from their writing. Unfortunately, I've come to discover it
You
took
get
it
the
took some deep
size,
dives to like.
speed, and their abilities, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. It's fucking. You don't get lifespan. You don't get diet. You don't get like culture. Like you have to do some deep diving stuff in order to get some of those details, and even then, it's like nobody really knows.
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking annoying. So
That's when you have to start just doing homebrew.
Not to mention
little
the artwork for them is kind of somebody drew the short stick.
yeah. Minotaurs
I
get very
will-
little love.
I will paste this for everybody's enjoyment as you all.
As we all leave.
This is the official Minotaur race artwork.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
it's not even the good one. Like there's so much better artwork. Yeah,
Why did I do it? Why did you
Because-
do it like that?
They should just hire.
because
They should just hire Meg to draw their minotaurs.
I agree.
Aw.
Imagine the amount of money Meg would make if Meg was hired by Wizards of the Coast.
Oh.
Hey, Wizards of the Coast.
Can I draw their tabaxis? Their tabaxis are also fucking ugly.
Yeah, their beast races got a
Agreed.
lot of the short end of the sticks.
like hire furry artists, guys. What are you doing? Don't hire
Exactly.
AI. Hire furry artists. What are you? But that's
Or
Wizards.
AI, I don't know.
Anyways, the party ventures forth.
Yeah, so where is everyone headed?
Well, what's the map say, sir?
I don't know, what does the map say?
I don't know. What does the map say?
Ophelia's gonna look towards Fendril, who I'm assuming has the map, correct?
Yeah, he picked it up off the table.
All right, you have the map. Where are we going?
The docks?
Which docks? There's the docks in the north. There's the docks in the south. There's the docks to the west.
Oh, which docks are on the map?
Yes, which docks are on the map?
I don't know.
So it describes an area as Deepwater Harbor, which is actually you can actually see if I once again show this image to people. You can
Oh,
actually
good. That's the
see
image
where
I was gonna bring
Deepwater
up.
Harbor is.
Okay, to the south.
Yeah, it is well off there. Almost the map almost shows you directly in the middle between that island and the main continent.
Gotcha. And we are in the
North Ward.
North Ward. Okay, that's what it is. I had it written
Go
down.
all the way down.
Yes, all the way down.
Taking the shortest route there.
To that direction. Away. And we walk in that direction.
Yes, as you guys go, about 30 minutes pass of you all walking through the crowded streets. There has been a couple times that people have tried to stop one or two of you, offering to like sell wares by shoving them in your face. But you guys managed to keep pushing through. I need everyone who's going to roll perception for me.
Oh yay! Come on.
I will do it. Gotta close that.
Perception.
Damn.
I finally used
Oh,
my eyeballs.
Wait, hold on. Wait. I gotta. Sorry, I gotta redo that one because. Well, I'm just gonna do it again because my thing of luck lets me go with advantage. So I'll just roll it a second time. 15
Your
instead.
thing of
Okay.
luck.
Yeah, one of my hold on. It for Ophelia. She has it's fuck, where is it? I know I have it. It's my luck stone. I roll advantage on ability checks.
Damn. To have an OG party member with us. OP.
Okay, anyways, there's Ophelia. Let me do Basil. Sorry. I'm gonna laugh if Basil does better. She does not.
Oh, look at that! You've already got a 9, Fenzier's got an 8, and Basil got a 7.
Nemu got a 19.
They really are a little family.
Mm.
I
Nemu
joked.
used
I
his
was just joking.
eyeballs for once.
Ooh.
Oh,
Uh,
who gets the secret?
I'm sorry, the two of you get to go sit in the corner. So anyway, as you all walk, you notice a little ways behind you, not entirely trying to be and this is for you, Buns, as a Ophelia.
Yes, I know.
Just figured, just in case.
I'll get you.
You notice a couple feet behind you, and with a cloak around him, but the hood down, gems and horns sparkling in the light, Kieran is following you all through the crowded streets.
Vindril, isn't that your friend who you want to have go what's the phrase? Low, undercover.
Keep it
Down
loud.
low.
Ben would just
down
stop in
low?
his tracks and turn around. And just call out to him. Like, Gems,
He just waves.
if you're gonna come, you can walk with us.
He shrugs and moves up with the rest of you.
Why are you trying to... What are you doing? If you wanted to come, why didn't you say so?
It's called watching.
Nemu chuckles at that statement.
Finn chuckles for a different reason. Oh.
Well.
Didn't know that about you.
He looks up at you with a glare that cuts through you.
Oh, don't look at me like that.
Well, it's probably better to have 2 Ds than 1. Especially when the one, and she kind of gestures to herself, is still coming to learn how to do things.
Nemo just looks at her confused.
I have no idea what she said.
I don't think they heard you.
I didn't
No,
hear.
I heard. I
Oh,
heard
okay.
what she said.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Cut out for me.
I'll say it again.
Stuttered herself as a deity.
Yeah. She said, what the fuck did I just say?
You
Oh my
basically
God.
just said it's good to have 2 deities.
Yeah. It's
versus
good
just
to have
one.
it's good to have 2 divine. 2 divine is better than 1, especially when one is still getting a hold of their powers. And she like slyly gestures to herself, not like outright, like, yeah, it's me that I'm talking about, but just kind of like, yeah, subtly does it.
You see at that like Kieran almost sighs and goes, I hate being referred to as divine, and just continues to walk with you all.
Nemu kind of like he's like imagine like a little kid in a way because he's the size of like a fucking child. And he just kind of like gets into pace where he's just like walking alongside Kieran. He's very fond of this person.
The male kind of just looks down at you and just smiles, his head tilting a small bit.
Nemu smiles back.
And then you see Kieran laugh as suddenly Nemu walks straight into someone.
Oh no.
Like, you know, the shows where it's just slam and then just
Oh.
stars.
Oh, feathers.
Oh dear,
I'm-
you all right? All right, love.
Yeah.
Nemu like dusts himself off. He's fine.
It's a
He
little,
keeps walking.
yeah, it
He's a
doesn't
little
actually do any like damage or anything, but it does like stun you for a second.
He's a little embarrassed.
You just see
Sorry,
Kieran
Really
laugh
not that
as
impressive.
this happens.
sorry about that. We just got a little distracted. Ophelia will say to the person that Nemu crashed into.
The person you crashed into seems to he chuckles softly, a deep rumble.
Ew.
And goes, "That's not a problem." And
Is this voice recognizable?
Who the fuck is this man?
Who
Who
is
is this man? What's he look
What-
like?
what does
I
he look
need
like?
so he's tall, maybe about the same, little taller than Kieran, maybe by an inch or two.
Mhm.
And he it's hard to see as he's got like a helmet on, but he does have like this set of armor and like this long purple cloak or cape kind of thing.
Is the voice recognizable?
To you, no.
Fuck.
Purple cape.
I got excited.
Just immediately goes to Google Notes.
Just like, hold on.
Roll me insight, Findril.
I'm gonna. Who is this?
Who is this man?
No, who is this? I fucking nat one. No, this isn't fair. Please, I
You
will
have
cry.
no idea who this
Who is
is. You
this?
don't recognize him.
No, who is
You don't
this?
recognize the voice or the armor.
Is there any
Armor and a
insignia or
purple
anything
cape.
on this person?
Is
that
it a
could-
man?
It does
Is it a
appear to be a male suit of armor. But no, Findril, you're unable to guess.
Helmet.
And
Is
for the
there-
rest of you, it is just a suit of armor with this cape.
I don't
Okay, so
know.
there's no insignia or anything on the armor or anything that be like, oh, maybe they're from the house of whatever.
Correct. There is no insignia regarding any of the known houses.
Real have a
Okay.
brother. Just kidding.
No, I don't have a brother. I'm so confused though because I don't.
You
It's
not
so
wanted,
confusing.
ma'am.
Huh? I
You-
know, and I'm fucking crying because I'm fucking pissed.
Welcome to the whims of fate.
I'm just trying to think for myself, like out of character. Like, who the fuck could this be? I don't know.
I don't know,
Well,
but
they're
some people
polite.
would.
Wallace Kieran.
They're polite. That's cool.
Some people
like
would know who this is.
Some
Purple
people
Kieran.
would know.
Which people?
You'll never know, bitch.
Damn. Dick, please.
Alright, so as you all wander up, Yavari, Fenziris, you see Kieran catch up, a small cloak around his shoulders. But the hood for the cloak is down.
Mm-hmm.
And revealing the giant gemmed horns which sparkle in the light. As his like snow white hair falls around his face. And promptly as you see Nemu like move up to keep pace with Kieran, Nemu slams into someone. This giant suit of armor. Before quickly stepping out of the way. You all see Basil apologize.
No, Ophelia.
Ophelia apologize, sorry, yes. Ophelia apologize, sorry. I look at the players here and I see Basil and that's where I'm going.
No worries.
Ophelia apologized to this character before they say something in a low, deep grumble and then walk off.
Wait, what just happened?
Hmm?
Well, so Kieran showed up, and then wait, you weren't paying attention either.
I was. Forget what I was doing.
Nothing, it's fine.
I haven't a clue what's going on here, and I'm not gonna act like I do.
That guy was weird. Anyways,
What guy?
don't worry about it. Continuing on, Gems is joining us. Gems, put your hood on, please.
Why?
Because you attract too much attention, and you know who's in this town.
But why?
Self-preservation.
You know, fair enough.
He kind of just like glances around. I think I'm fine.
Ben shrugs. He did his duty. He tried.
Would the rest of you like to do anything as you wander through the streets before we time skip again?
I will say, as they're walking, Ophelia is multitasking, following the group, but also kind of keeping eyes and ears out for any new sites or rumors over where Rat could be or anything important that she thinks she should take note of.
Okay.
Wow.
She's looking for her
Wow.
boyfriend.
What about the rest of you?
What to be looking out for? Cultists and people who look like they want to rob us.
Be anyone.
That's what I'm looking for.
Thankfully, you don't see any cultists. However, you do see several robe sellers.
Some robes.
Well, it's a good thing I already got mine. Hey, you guys should get some robes.
But I like my cape.
Yeah,
No.
but
See,
what
look,
if you
it's
had a
slow.
bigger cape?
I think it would swallow me.
I don't do robes.
Besides,
wasn't.
look, this one's flouncy bouncy.
And she just kind of twirls a little bit in her cloak.
Me
Just
mom
in
made
the
it.
way of my wings.
Whatever. No, I have nothing else to add to this walking montage.
Me mom made this for me. You know, she made it all by hand. She went and she dyed the back green and the inside pink. And then look right here, this has a cool little etching. And she starts rambling. She usually does. Because Basil is a rambler.
As she does.
Finn is gonna be looking out for the normal suspects, making sure they're not followed. But also looking for any clues for like his normal clues for Faz, Valor, all those guys.
The
Just,
only
like,
thing you really
adequate.
notice is eyes seem to follow Kieran Findril
Yeah,
as
I
you
know.
walk. Just that's the big thing you notice.
I know. I tried. Okay.
Um,
Can I attempt to just pull his hood up?
make a dexterity check.
Nice. And then he says no.
As you reach to pull his hood up, your hand actually like goes through him. And as you kind of process this, you realize that he's moved to the other side of you. And you haven't succeeded in raising his hood.
You cheeky little shit.
However, as the rest of you continue walking, you reach the South Ward after another 40 minutes to an hour of wandering Waterdeep streets. Off in the distance, you see the windmill that you guys had visited before.
Can we never go there again? Please and thank
Francisco.
you.
Gladly.
I didn't
Spencer's
like it.
gags a little bit.
It made me stinky.
Just San Francisco all over again.
And as you
Yes.
as you continue through into the South Ward, you begin to smell the harbor breeze, the sea foam and the sea salt. You can't quite see the water yet, but you could smell it.
I haven't smelled a warm sea breeze in what seems like ages. She kind of has a nostalgic smile on her face, but there's also like sadness behind her eyes.
Do I see the sadness? Do I see her expression?
Is it publicly visible, or are you?
Yeah, anybody who looks at her would notice it.
Then I notice it, but I continue to look forward as if nothing is happening.
Do I see this? You do. I acknowledge it and refuse to go further with it. However, it doesn't take you guys much longer, another 10 or 15 minutes of wandering in silence with the occasional chit-chat and question before you reach the docks. And you can see water lapping at the edge of the town against a myriad of wooden platforms. Several of them are filled to the brim with boats, but some lie empty.
Man. So, are we sailing out to sea, or what's the plan?
I guess
How
it
far is
depends on the
it?
map.
We could swim, right?
I don't
It is in
do
the middle
swimming.
of the literal harbor.
That's gonna be a no from me, dog.
How far? how far out is it according to the map? I'm curious.
It's like mid harbor.
How many
It's like
miles or feet is that, Fox?
3,500 feet.
Yeah, Fenziris can tell you that.
Okay. How far is that in measurement?
He peers out into. He looks at the map and peers out into the sea from his dock working days, where you had as much time as those boats had to get to shore, and all that. About 3,500 feet, give or take a couple hundred.
All right.
Like
I
a
know.
little over half a mile.
I know I could swim that easily, but it's a matter of getting the whole party there. And I'm still fucking trying to look for what would help, but I have no idea, and I feel just like we were trying to get that boat moving.
The fucking boat.
I
Oh, I
really don't
remember that boat.
I'm like, I don't think Gust would help because that's what would have helped last time.
You've got to get a bit more creative.
I know.
But the rest of you, any ideas? You all can talk this over.
Well, if you don't swim, we have to acquire a small vessel.
I mean, you make ice, right?
Well, yeah,
Right.
she'd be able to she could make a ice bridge. But that doesn't solve
I think
going
what she needs
under
to
the
help
water.
is the underwater, yeah. We need a vessel.
Could just hire a boat. There's lots of guys working around here who are fishermen. Sure, they would take us.
It's at this point you guys hear the plink of water nearby.
The plink
Ophelia
of
looks
water.
in that Ophelia and Basil both look in that direction.
You see small ripples in the water and notice that Kieran is no longer beside any of you.
Oh,
You always see
man.
Jesus?
Do I see Jesus? Is he walking on water?
No, he's nowhere to be seen.
He dove in.
Did he go in?
I'm gonna go into the water after Karen.
Perfect dive. Didn't even make a splash. Captain,
Yeah.
no splash.
All right. You
I can swim.
you all get a vessel and meet us in the middle. It's better to go in threes. She's gonna hand her cloak to the nearest person. Eeny, meeny, miny, Yavari. She's gonna hand Yavari. I'm gonna say that she's closest to Yavari, and she's gonna hand her cloak, to where she's pretty much, not entirely in her undergarments, but she's not like she doesn't have her shoes and stuff. Take these with you on the boat.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks. And she will dive into the water after Fendril and Kieran.
All right, I guess we're going to get a boat now.
Yeah, good.
What do we ask for to get one? She looks up at Finzeris.
Well, any one of those guys over there, and vaguely points in a dock direction with boats that could possibly be for hire.
Okay, and Findril, I need you to let me see here. I need you to roll me an athletics check.
Okay.
Quickly before we go any further. Which about 10 seconds after you go under, you resurface gasping for air.
Where the fuck did he go?
You good, baby?
Where the fuck did they go?
It was less of a you can't swim and more of a you ran out of air while under the water.
Yeah, he was just trying to find him. Like, where the fuck did you go?
How clear is the water at the docks?
It's not crystal clear, but it's not completely opaque either. You
We should
can
go
Okay, well,
see you can see like a decent way down before it gets too cloudy to see.
So it's not like New York City's river.
No, it's not the Hudson.
Oh no.
I've heard bad things about it.
I've seen the Hudson. It's
Swim in that
Yeah.
bitch too. People swim in the Hudson. You should not swim in the Hudson.
no, that river is brown.
To any future
Yeah.
viewers, do not swim in the Hudson River. It is fucking disgusting. Do not do it. You'll get disease.
The more you know.
Yeah, my
Anyways.
apartment when I lived up in New York was very, very, very close to the Hudson. I got to see it almost every day.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
It is a very, very, very dirty river, and it smells awful.
I don't
Again,
doubt it.
I'm sorry.
Once again, congratulations.
Anyway, what would the three of you or four of you like to do? I suppose the three of you, because Findrel is still now paddling water at the top of
Treading
the
water.
treading water.
I'll
Yeah,
climb out and be like,
Doggy
no.
paddle.
I have no idea where they went. I'm not about that.
yeah. Findrel, by the way,
Nonetheless-
you are now soaked.
Yeah, he'll just start wringing his hair out. It doesn't bother him. He's fine.
I'd like to find a couple of boatmen who could use a little extra coin for services rendered.
Roll me investigation with advantage.
Yay! Advantage. Investigation. How badly might I fail this one? Still not great.
But it's better than a 2.
It's better than
Better
it's
than
way better
one.
than 2.
So you look around and you do actually find a couple of guys with a small, like, dinghy style vessel. It's very, very, very tiny, but it looks big enough just to be able to carry all of you out there. However, something else catches your eye.
What does I see?
As you look around and spot out these men, you notice a sight that makes you feel almost like deja vu in a way.
Okay.
Another Minotaur
Mm.
communicating, seemingly grunting very almost angrily, heated debate with one of the other dock workers nearby. Seems to be much older. Has a like big fucking stick that he's using to help like walk and potentially as a weapon, you're not sure.
Okay.
You can't quite hear what they're talking about, but you do see him off in the distance.
Is there do I have Minotaur instincts that tell me something more about this other figure?
What you'd get at first glance is he's older, so probably the elder of whatever tribe or
Okay.
clan he's from.
Okay.
Um,
So let me ask you. Because I believe Minotaurs are weird with their like race and stuff as far as their age, because it's like they could be 80, they could be 200, nobody knows.
yeah.
So this guy, compared to any other of the very few Minotaurs I've ever seen in my life, from what I can remember, this one looks like he's actually ancient.
Yes.
Okay.
Or at least much
Got-
older. There are
Much
wrinkles
older
where
compared to-
wrinkles you don't usually see them. A lot of the fur and skin on them, you know, with like animals when they get older, that skin begins to like sag, that outer coat.
Yeah, and they get
The-
splotchy and stuff.
You kind of start to see that on him.
Yeah. Hmm.
But he seems genuinely upset at whatever's happening. Like he is
very pissed.
very,
Gotcha.
very, very upset.
Gotcha. Okay. take me back to the others, I guess, so we can role play out what I see.
Okay.
Play
Mhm.
back.
Fenziris will grab his chin and kind of what would you call that? Where you grab it with your fingers and you kind of rub at it in confusion
Scratch the
and kind of question.
chin.
Just
It's
thinking.
kind of it's not really a scratch, but
Stroke-
whatever. You know what
Stroke
I'm
his beard.
stroke.
Stroke his
Yes,
beard.
yes.
Stroke
He'll
his beard.
he'll stroke his facial hair a little bit close towards the base as he looks on in the distance at a figure which. Do you look to see what he's looking at?
I mean, yeah, if you're intrigued by it, sure.
Yavari definitely
Basil looks and copies Fenziris with
Tell 'em what
the
they've
chin
won,
stroking.
Fox.
The fuck do we see?
So off in the distance, you see what appears to be another Minotaur. It's very far out. Almost all of you can't hear what is specifically going on. However, this Minotaur looks significantly older than any Minotaur any of you have ever seen, which for some of you is only Fenziris. However, this Minotaur is carrying this massive, like, gnarled stick / cane thing, and is wildly gesticulating to one of the dock workers, seemingly
Does he
upset
look-
about something.
Does he look like Fenziris at all?
He's got a similar similar coloration.
What's your name? Who's your daddy?
That guy.
He
is my
has
father.
told he has lots of fur color like you, but he's older. He could be your grandpa.
I don't see the resemblance. Fenziris is actually just going to start walking towards this individual to go investigate further now.
Basil follows right behind her buddy.
Yavari follows.
What? Okay. Okay.
I
What
mean, we're
about
walking towards some boats anyways.
what about Nemu?
I thought we got the dinghy.
Nemu's curious about this possible reunion, so he's gonna watch.
I thought the
Everybody's
dinghy
like,
would be
"Team?"
over by the guy.
They're a little ways apart.
I thought we were at the dinghy, and then this guy's in the distance.
No,
Oh,
so
no.
you guys were just at an empty dock.
Oh, okay.
Fenziris seemed to spot multiple things, and the one he alerted you guys to was this Minotaur.
Yes. So, I approach.
Yes, as you walk up, you begin to hear more and more of what this conversation is, and it appears to be a discussion to figure out how to get to the Sea Ward.
Oh.
And for whatever reason, this dock worker is giving him relatively plain and clear instructions. And this Minotaur male, as you get closer, you can kind of make out the voice to a male, but much older. Seems to just be taking it as if the dock worker is being sarcastic, and so is just continually berating and like, I need you to tell me actually how to get there and not be sarcastic with me, kind of bullshit.
All right.
Meanwhile, there are a bunch of other dock workers who are drinking and looking on, laughing and chuckling to themselves off in a 30, 35 feet away.
Oh, he's
Gotcha.
acting like what we call it the carnival of Karen.
Oh my god. I'm hesitant to approach, but I do make my presence known as soon as I get in range with a like a clearing throat kind of grunt.
Go ahead.
No, go. No, you go.
After a second, the dock worker and the older Minotaur stop conversing and both turn to you, Benziris, or at least in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
And well, this particular dock worker actually recognizes you.
Mm-hmm.
The Minotaur almost seems to feel challenged. Can you stop like growling? Okay. Like every step. Don't need to sound like I'm narrating a fucking fan fiction.
Well, he said he's taking it as a challenge. It's like, oh my.
No, it's not.
No,
You already
no,
think
it's
so.
not. What fucking kind of challenge are you thinking about?
It's a great American joke.
Oh, I'm just saying, oh
You've
my.
read too much yaoi. You.
Get the bat. Get the bat.
It's more of like, oh my, he wants to fight.
Yeah.
Not, oh my, he wants some fuck. That's a different. That's a different.
That's a different. Oh my, Jesus. Wow. Okay. Anyways, so
But yes, this Minotaur turns to you and kind of treats your presence almost like an insult. He's definitely like takes the superior like moral ground. He is older, he is the elder. You are able to clearly discern that he is older than you, much older. Probably between 70 to 80 years older, if not more. And he's very much like you should be almost subservient to him without anything ever being said.
Yeah, I'm gonna bow my head and avert my gaze anywhere towards him, shutting my eyes. And then I'm going to say something in Minotaur, which Fenziris is a little bit clunky at because he doesn't get to use it very often, and from what he can remember, it's a little bit broken, but he'll try to be as respectful as possible and say this in Minotaur.
Okay. As you bow your head, this elder seems to give out, or this Minotaur seems to give out a like loud snort. And almost acts like that's expected. And the rest of you all see this happen. And he makes a remark under his breath. I need everybody once again to roll me perception. At least who's here.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm here. Nemu's taking in the tea.
Nemu's here for the drama.
Oh, that's a better roll. All right.
Even I managed to get something decent.
Nemus, thankfully, y'all didn't need much to succeed on this, so all of you actually do succeed.
Yay!
But this Minotaur seems to remark under his breath. At least this one knows some respect. Before turning away from Fenziris, not acknowledging him any further, and going back to this dock worker, and pressing once again for information on how to reach the Sea Ward. You notice at this point, Fenziris, that some of the markings on his arms are a little bit faded, but really similar to yours.
I look with my arm, I kind of, hold my forearm out in front of me, looking over the patterning. I imagine I've never seen this on any other Minotaur before.
Correct.
His ears will waggle, and he gives a soft snort before putting his arm down, and then looks to the dock worker to see what response the dock worker gives to the elder.
Once again, you hear the dock worker restate the directions to the Sea Ward, and it's at this point that this Minotaur seems to have had enough and actually lifts the stick as if to hit the dock worker. And within a flurry of about 2.5 seconds, several dock workers suddenly appear as if they just crawled out of the woodwork.
The rats.
And are encircling this Minotaur, who still has this stick raised. The dock worker the Minotaur was talking to kind of smirks and just goes, "Are you really sure you want to do that?"
Fenziris will then speak up. There might be a fight. Fenziris will then speak up and say in common, he speaks the truth, Elder. There is no need to... and then he holds his tongue, watching the this grizzled looking individual looking like I imagine he looks pretty serious, like he's like, if I don't hit this guy, I'm about to whack you too.
Yes. He has definitely bonged several people with that stick.
I'd like to add flavor if I could.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. Because I already know what Basil would be doing this whole time. So I would like to say that as soon as she heard saw the attitude of the older Minotaur, and then heard his little snarky remark, she huffed, crossed her arms, and her tail started twitching angrily.
Rabbit twitches.
Okay.
And then as soon as he lifts the stick, she will motion like she's about to go and kick the stick out of his hand, but it stops when the other dock workers come out of the woodwork like rats.
Yeah. You kind of all watch as they like swarm. They are fiercely protective.
Doggies protect their own.
Yes. Quite literally. An aggression against one is an aggression against them all.
They don't take no shit from nobody.
And that is made very clear in front of all of you. And as you say this, Fenziris.
Yes.
His head like turns to you ever so slowly. Like he's still holding his stick in midair, and he just turns his head, his eyes like turning to lock with yours. For a moment, almost in a "how dare you talk back" kind of way. Like, how dare you agree with an attitude or with a viewpoint that isn't mine? But after a couple seconds of tension you could cut with a butter knife, you all see him stand down and kind of just begin walking off in the direction that the dock worker had told him. Pushing his way through two of the workers that had formed a circle around him.
I don't look. I imagine he's walked back past, like, push past us, since we probably came in through the exit, if you will.
He's actually
Right.
walking the opposite direction of you guys, so he's walking away from you guys.
Okay. So then I'm not even gonna look towards him any further, and I'm just gonna breathe a breath of relief, because something inside me tells me that could have gone really, really bad.
It absolutely could have.
You okay, big guy?
I'm fine.
I seriously doubt that.
It's nothing.
I don't like him. He was a grouchy grampy. She huffs and crosses her arms.
I don't like him. I'm sorry. I didn't like him either. I think about the gnarled staff. Did it look familiar in any way, shape, or form to me? Did the way it was raised ring any possible alarms?
Roll me history.
History.
It did, in fact,
Oh,
bring back memories of a woman. Vague memories, only in pieces. You can't quite fully remember everything. But the sight of that staff raised does bring back memories of a woman you think you used to know.
Fenziris's right hand will clench almost audibly, like a tightening grip, like rope being pulled taut.
Toe? What's wrong?
A deep breath. We need to find a boat. It's. Then he'll just turn towards one of the dock workers. Can we hire one of your boats?
Do you turn towards one of the random dock workers or the dock worker that was confronted by the Minotaur earlier?
Let's talk to the confronted one directly.
As you turn to him, his eyes almost seem to light up. He seems a little bit on the older side, maybe in his late 30s, early 40s for a human. But a smile crosses his face, and as he looks at you, he goes, "Is that you, Bladebreaker?"
I recoil slightly. My mouth falls open as I, surprised at I imagine the voice might sound a little familiar too.
Yeah, as you hear his voice, it comes to you. This is one of the guys that actually you originally met upon arriving here in Waterdeep. One of the first people you worked for, but also learned like how to fight and where to fight from.
Cool. Do you have a name for him?
Not off the top of my head. You're welcome to pick one.
We'll call him Sammy.
Okay, Sammy it is.
Sammy.
Sammy! Guys, shut up.
Sorry. I couldn't help
That's
it.
my boy.
Oh my god.
You've done this to yourself, by the way.
I know I have, and I should expect these things, but at the same time, it's all shock all the time, anyways. I look over at his sun-weathered face. I imagine he's been in the salt for a while now. He's been in the sun.
Oh yeah, his skin is tanned. His hair is matted with a little bit of salt here and there.
And looking upon him, I say, Sammy, is that you?
Oi?
Wait, you know him?
Yeah.
And he reaches up and
Sammy-
like pats you on the shoulder.
Huh. This guy, he's one of the ones who got me into fighting.
Did he now?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh.
Sammy and I worked the docks.
Back before he
Nice.
bought his freedom, that is.
Oh.
Basil's gonna
Eyes
hold
big.
out.
A palm, be like, "Hi, Sammy. I'm Bezel. Totally my best friend."
Fenziris will bend down just a little bit to ruffle the top of Basil's head.
Sammy kind of looks at the both of you, removing his hand from your shoulder, Fenziris. Looks down at Basil and goes, "Well, it's nice to meet you too. Is there... You mentioned a boat? Well, you must be here for a reason if you've come back."
Yeah, well, I kind of stopped the whole fighting thing, and I guess I'm kind of an adventurer now. It's a long story.
Well, I heard you'd stopped fighting, but wasn't sure where you went. Some thought you died.
Yeah, wasn't by choice. It's been rough, Sammy. But look, anyways, it's fine now. I've got backup now, so I'm not fighting alone anymore. And then kind of nods to the others. Anyways, yeah, we I guess we need a ship. We have some business out on the water.
He looks around and you actually see him make gestures towards some of the other workers as if he's communicating in a language that actually seems a bit familiar to you, the old sailor, like quickly communicating
Yeah.
small thoughts and phrases without having to speak words.
At a distance is, yeah.
And after a couple seconds, he turns to you and goes, "Yeah, we can make something happen, you know. Least we can do after all you did for us anyway. Where are you looking to go out on the water? If, you know, you don't mind me asking."
Fenziros will laugh and say, "You mean how? Take your coin, but and then move." I'm sorry, I'm all stuttery and all over the place here. My brain's a little bit frazzled. Excuse me. We're looking to go out about say whatever it is in nautical terms, the distance that we plan to go out.
Yeah, like middle of the harbor-ish, you kind of get the point across.
Yeah.
And he nods and goes, "Yeah, we can get that going. Do all of you need to go? Are all of you going?" And he gestures to the rest of you. Hope none of you don't have your sea legs.
Nimu nods.
I've never been on an actual boat before, so I'm excited. I've only been on a
Excuse you?
giant swan.
You've been on a boat.
Not on the water.
I mean, technically, she's got a point.
Not on the water, but don't say you haven't been on a boat. Well, a boat maybe. It's a ship. It's fine.
What
Oh,
we
it's
were
a
on was a ship. It wasn't a boat.
I know you're not trying to correct him. That's a bad idea.
This is Basil we're talking about. She's naive as fuck.
Kivari will just shrug. It's been a while, but I think I can handle it.
You're pirate. You're related to pirates. I can't imagine you'd have any problem on a boat.
That's not how it works, but okay.
You're the pirate princess.
I still don't know what the hell that is.
Sammy kind of eyes you guys as you say all this, and then as you all settle down, he goes, "Yeah, let me just push some things around, and we'll get your boat in a little bit. If you don't mind, like
Excellent.
waiting like 10 to 15 minutes?
No problem. Hey, Sammy.
Yeah?
He'll grab his shoulder and kind of pull him aside, and then take out his coin purse that is now fuller than what most dock workers have ever seen in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
except maybe amongst wealthy merchants. And then he pulls out 20 gold pieces and pushes it into Sammy's this much smaller human hands.
Sammy kind of looks up at you for a second, but smiles and doesn't necessarily say anything as he kind of just hugs you.
And I hug him back, because I was going to hug him even if you didn't say that.
Aww, that's so sweet.
And
Thank you.
pats you on the back before letting you go and wandering off to set about what he's said he's going to do for you all. Is there anything anybody would like to do while you all wait?
Nima's just kind of fidgety because he's so excited to actually go on a boat.
Fenziris, watching him, puts his hand on his hips, and he smiles a sorrowful smile, watching the man leave.
What about you
Interesting.
two, Yavari, Finn?
Everybody's just gonna talk to Venziris. Please proceed.
Finn is how long is the wait? 10 to 15 minutes?
Yeah.
He will pull out the puzzle box and fiddle with it.
Roll me a d20. You fiddle with it for a good while, but are unable to pop another side of the box. But with that, we are gonna take 15-minute break. So everybody can go get drinks, go to the bathroom, get food, whatever.
Yeah.
Thank you, 15.
Thank you, 15.
Thank you, 15.
So, back to the story. As you all stand around at the docks waiting, you'll notice a like, it's not a small, but it's like a medium-sized like sailing boat. Pull into one of the nearby docks, and Fenziris, you notice you notice Sammy actually waving from the edge of it and like gesturing you all to come over.
Oh, looks like he's ready for us. And then I start walking that way.
Ivari follows.
Oh, I'm so excited!
She says as she hops along after them.
What about Nemu and Findrel?
Oh yeah, we going.
Oh yeah, Nemu's excited.
So you all slowly board this boat, and there's enough space for you all to walk around. Not as much space as, say, on a ship, like the Andromeda, but enough for you at least have your own personal space.
Is there a crow's nest?
No.
Aw,
This is not that big of a ship.
damn.
Is it like a little rowboat?
It's like a medium-sized boat meant for, like, bay fishing kind of thing.
If it's small, it's a boat. If it's large, it's a ship.
Probably the largest a boat can go before it becomes a ship.
So, like, just under schooner size or something like that.
Yeah. And as you all board, you see Sammy walk over and actually begin piloting the boat out into the bay itself, the harbor. Is there anything you all would like to do as the boat is being driven out to the harbor?
I do, but I will wait.
Now is the fucking time, ma'am. What would you like to do?
I was gonna have a kind of a little short, deep conversation with Fenziris, but I can wait.
No. You're gonna do it right now.
You're good. Nemu's just taking in the ocean air.
The
Feeling the sea
floor
breeze.
is yours, Meg.
Now I'm nervous.
Do it!
Okay. God, where do I start? Okay. First of all, how's Fenziris looking? Besides great.
Besides awesome. He's standing like George Washington in that fucking painting. That's how he's doing, okay?
Fucking hate that painting.
Why?
All anybody ever thinks of for Delaware. The first thing that comes to mind is that damn fucking painting.
Crossing the Delaware. Not the landmass, mind you, the water in between it.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about the landmass of Delaware. No, it's all about the water
Damn.
part.
Damn. That's so rude.
Oh my God.
I'm
No,
just
but
playing
it's
around.
more true
Anyways.
than you think.
We apologize, sir. I apologize.
It's the reason if you put in Delaware into a GPS, it comes up with Delaware, Ohio, before it comes up with Delaware, USA.
Oh no.
Before it comes up with a state.
Oh man.
Anyway, go ahead, Meg.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's how he's looking, Meg. Any more details you need? He's looking steely-eyed at the water, at their prize in the distance.
Okay.
His cape flapping in the sea breeze.
I get it. Thank you. If I will quietly step over and then kind of like gently put her hand on his arm. Look, I know you don't want to talk about it, but obviously you seemed a bit off earlier. Something bothered you, and I can only guess. If you don't want to talk to me about it, I understand.
Fenziris will not look down from the horizon and simply say, "Don't worry about it, Red. It's fine." He pauses for a long moment. And then he will finally say, It's a lot to think about.
Well, like I said that night, I don't know a lot about you, and you don't know a lot about me, but I still do want to know.
Speak up. The mic can't hear you.
Oh, my bad. Thank you.
Talk louder.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw a pillow at you.
Don't do it, please. It hurts.
Not the pillow.
Not the pillow.
It's full of bricks.
Oh God, where my brain go?
Full of
It's-
oranges.
it's
Sticky
full-
bars of
it's
soap, but
full of
okay.
bricks. Excuse me, I'm not that terrible. There'll only be bars of soap. Come on.
Sticky
Take
bars
a
of
pillow-
soap.
I'm gonna take a pillowcase and fill it with bars of soap and beat the shit out of you.
It'll be like
With love, of
warm
course.
soap too.
And all the ooh-woos. Ooh-woo.
What the fuck? Okay, anyways.
Sorry.
Sorry,
not sorry.
okay. Okay, where were we? It's just, okay.
That night, I
yes.
told you.
Like I said that night, I don't know a lot about you, and you don't know a lot about me, but I want to know. But if you need more time, I understand. Even though I don't know what you're thinking about or what you're going through or any of that, I'll just say this. Something my grandfather told me once that kind of stuck with me. The strongest people are the ones who are still kind after the world tore them apart. You're a really kind guy. I don't know what shit you went through, but you made it out as a really good person.
Fenzirus gives a little bit of a chuckle and then says, I don't know about that, but honestly, there isn't much that you know about me that... No, let's rewind that. I got my thoughts all jumbled. What the... I am very off today. I apologize. What you do know about me, that's pretty much all I know myself. But thanks for saying those nice things about me. And then he looks down and gives you a smile.
She smiles up at him, her tail slightly wagging. Yeah, anytime.
And continues looking at the water.
You're very well just looking the water as well, just looking away, just like, well, yeah, I'm gonna go see what the others are up to. You, yeah. And then just step away.
These two are the most awkward people I've ever met in my life.
Basil will be watching this the whole time, just like her elbows on her knees with big old eyes, being like, they're so cute kind of expression.
Do I notice that?
Yes.
Her tail wagging to where it makes her butt wiggle.
You good, Fluffy?
Don't mind me. I'm just admiring the view.
Okay. You
Tilts her
enjoy-
head innocently with a big smile.
Barry looks uncomfortable. Okay.
And she
you
said
do
it
that.
like a liar.
It continues onward.
2. Continues onward 2.
Just checking on the others.
So who are you checking on next?
I guess whoever's closest to Basil. I don't know who that is though, because we're not.
Start calling out names. Just start declaring.
Yeah, just start talking to people. It doesn't matter right now where people are.
We're all in the same vessel. We're close enough.
All
We
right.
are literally in the same boat. Everyone.
Okay.
Figuratively and literally.
Central. All right. You'll step over. How's it going, BB?
Finn has been watching the water for any signs of Kieran or Ophelia.
There is
As
no
they
signs
go.
of either.
He's kind
They're
of like
dead. They
bored.
drowned.
They didn't drown.
Ophelia can breathe underwater. Excuse me.
I'm
He's
joking.
kind of like bored, like chin in hand. Just like
This boat is not, this boat is not anything.
he's just it's not like it's a bad boat, you know? He's literally just like a ship. Wow. Like
He's judging.
we're on a boat. He's not judging. Stop.
He's like, I wanted to
Um,
swim. Instead, we're on a boat. Lame.
He's just more like thinking like, okay, what the hell do we do when we come across this dragon? Hopefully we can just talk to it. He's like, I'm not gonna fight a dragon.
But we're fighting a dragon.
Is he thinking this
Um,
or saying this out loud?
No, these are just his thoughts. So when you come over to him, he'll just kind of like side eye at you and go, I'm just wondering why everything has to be so damn complicated.
Ugh, gods, you're telling me. And then she's gonna like kind of notice that he looks slightly bored and be like, I'm sure, sailing on a boat in space is 10 times more entertaining than one on water, huh?
I'll kind of shrug,
Mm.
like smirk a little bit, and he's like, it's not the vessel that makes it entertaining. Not to say that you're not entertaining, but watching you and Horns canoodle.
Excuse me?
Isn't as thrilling for me as it is for yours. I'll say that.
Got it.
And me? I took that personally.
I ship it. Ha! We're actually on a boat too, so that makes it funnier.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Ship is actually sailing.
Ugh.
Yeah, it is. It is actually honest to God sailing.
I had to make the pun. Sorry, not sorry.
No, that was the perfect pun for the perfect moment.
Well, at least one of the ships is.
Damn.
Damn. Hurts, bro.
But
Hurts.
no, it doesn't. Don't lie to me.
It does hurt.
You've got a shit-eating grin on your face.
Doesn't mean I'm not in pain, okay?
Anyway, as you all approach the area located on the map, the marked area, the boat kind of pulls to a stop. Surrounding the boat is several thousand feet of water on either side, any side. Sammy kind of puts the boat in park and goes, well, this is where you wanted to go.
I lean over the side of the boat and look directly down into the water.
The water's clear for a while, but then it becomes dark.
You've already looked to Findrel. Is this where the map says to be?
Yeah, and it gives us a depth, right? How far down we have to go?
Yes, 120 feet.
Well,
It's a shame you don't have your wizard.
yeah, well, we can't control that now, can we?
The one time y'all could have used him. It's time to get out Gust, everyone. I know, let's use Unseen Servant to push the boat.
Anyways.
Do you want me to use Gust? I
now
have
we
Gust.
just
Do not
go
use Gust.
Straight down. But getting straight down is the problem.
Right.
Why don't we just dive?
Can you hold that your breath that long and that far down?
Well,
Because if so, I'd be very impressed.
yeah. I guess you would be. Fenzirus's eyes and brow creases into more like a nervous worry.
Okay.
We'll figure something out.
I'm gonna jump in.
I'm gonna help your friends. Just gonna.
Yeah, I don't have anything to help them. Where the hell did Ophelia go?
Nemo's
question.
he's gonna kind of
Ophelia
fly
sent a question, by the way.
and just kind of not too far away from the boat. He's just gonna kind of fly and just look over the water for if he sees anything that would be of importance, probably.
It is all water, and outside of
Hmm.
the occasional jumping fish, you see nothing of import.
Ooh, wait. Nah. Damn it. Okay, out of character, real quick. Fox, I had a good idea for something that might be useful or cool, but I think as far as the rules normally go, I don't think I can even cast it because I don't have materials. But I wanted to cast light on an object and then drop the object so that it would be like a like a way for us to like see the depth and stuff.
Okay.
So can we bend the rules just a little bit on the material required? Because I'd need a firefly for phosphorescent moss for it.
I'm gonna say because it requires a material, no.
Okay.
Just because I want you guys to be incentivized to actually get your fucking materials.
Mm-hmm.
Or to go looking for component pouches.
All right then. Well, that's all I can do. Anybody else got ideas? I'm a barbarian. I sit back here.
I'm double checking on things. I have to privately ask it. Sorry.
Nemo's got blindness.
Dude,
Deafness.
I blind the ocean.
I got guiding bolt. I don't think that'll do much.
Okay, how about this? What if I cast Eldritch Blast directly down at the
Oh
water?
my god. Just fucking hit Ophelia or Kieran. Or heaven forbid the dragon down there.
It's got a range of
You're now in combat.
120 feet, so it's like we'll be able to kind of like see down for a flash.
Oh, Jesus.
Water is also very conductive.
Oh.
So, you know, if you'd like to be a problem.
What kind of material is Eldritch Blast? Like it's not fire, is it? Or it's what kind of?
It's technically not described, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it says crackling energy, and older versions of the spell have labeled it as lightning.
Oh.
Or a form of lightning, like Eldritch lightning.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it would be like if you shot it at the water, anything in the water nearby would just be like shocked to
Electrocuted.
shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Please don't kill Ophelia before she gets to her goal. I haven't even pulled Louie out yet.
I'm grasping at my straws.
No, you're fine. Don't worry. I am also research. Like I said, I'm
Uh,
researching something to do as well.
Ophelia, roll me survival.
Thank you. This is a check, yes?
Yes.
Hee.
It's like I'm going to abuse that luck.
Okay, then
I
yes.
can. Then yeah. Okay. Cool. As you guys are all discussing this, you'll hear the sound of like light bubbles coming up in the water. I'll pause for a second in case anybody wanted to try to look over the side of the boat towards those bubbles.
I'm already looking, sure.
And after a couple moments, Ophelia pops out of the water, a la Little Mermaid style, with her hair getting swooshed back. Definitely not as cold as they on Icewind Dale, that's for sure. Oh, there you are.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Well, Kieran is doing his own thing. I'm sure he'll pop up later. But on the good news, I found where you need to go.
Okay. And
And
how do we get there?
well, oh, let's try this. Please excuse me, as this is my first time doing this sort of thing. And her hands will come out of the water, and she'll roll up. She'll pretend to roll up her sleeves, that she doesn't have because she has short sleeves. And she'll like close her eyes for a moment, concentrate, hold her hands in front of her, and when she opens her eyes, they're glowing a little bit. That her irises have like a little bit of a glow. And in the water begins to form this ice bowl next to the boat. All right, hop in.
In that.
And that.
You know
Then
what?
hops
I
over
think
the
I'm gonna
side.
watch the boat. I'll make sure no one steals it.
Oh, come on. You're an adventurer, right? You gotta get
Mm.
your feet wet, excuse the pun.
What about the rest of you?
Basil immediately hops in.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, Yavari.
Nemu's a bit hesitant. He doesn't like getting his feathers wet.
It's
But-
cold like snow.
But he caves in and he gets in the water.
You're not getting in water. You're getting so you guys know, you're not getting in water. You're getting into like a vessel that's made of ice.
Yeah,
It's like
I got
a half dome sticking out of the water, like bouncing in the water,
Ah,
like a
Right.
boat.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
then
you
got
wouldn't
that.
you wouldn't be getting wet. You'd just be a little nippy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah.
He'll just kind of pull himself into his feathers. Stay warm. He's a little baby.
Fenziris is gonna look with some concern on his face and gives a deep gulp. Think of the money, think of the money, think of the money. Closes his eyes and hops into the ice bowl.
It rocks for a little bit, for a moment, but surprisingly doesn't seem to crack under your weight.
It's swung.
Can I say Basil slides around a little bit from the rocking?
Yeah.
She
Less
like,
from the rocking, more from an excuse to slide around.
yeah, she's having fun. Just imagine like that seal back in Icewind Dale,
Yeah,
Oh my
that's-
God.
With a veil.
except having a lot more fun and not just doing it to piss off the Ice Maiden.
Oh, that was so fucking funny.
Jesus.
The Beyblade seal.
It really was. It just fucking whoop.
He was great. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
you dragging
playing
it
with
around was hilarious.
him.
All right, that's 3 of you. come on. Time's waiting. There's a dragon that we have to go to, isn't there?
Who's missing?
Looks to Yavari and Fendril. You
Oh.
didn't say you got in the boat.
I
Fendril.
did say I got in the boat.
Oh, I didn't hear
I
you.
didn't
Sorry.
I
hear
said
it.
I jumped right off the side as soon as she made the bull and said get in.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, then she looks to. Okay, let me rephrase that. That's 4. We're just missing one more.
Nima looks at Yavari with big baby eyes.
Basil will join in.
Oh
Remember the
no!
letter, Yavari. Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Ah, fuck. Yamari's gonna just sigh, very frustrated, and just be like, fine, fuck. And then she's gonna just, like, carefully try to, like, get off the side of the boat and just, like, step into the ice bowl as carefully as she can.
You do manage to step in, and once all of you are within, I will let Ophelia take it away with flavor.
Okay, so as soon as everybody's in, she'll give a thanks to the boatman and
Sammy.
be like, she doesn't know his name is Sammy. To Sammy, well, I think I got it from here. Thank you so much for bringing my friends here. Ta-ta. And then slowly the half dome will start sinking into the water. And as it sinks in, the walls will raise until finally when it's underwater, it's just one big ice bubble. I'll say that the ice is clear enough so you're able to see what's around you. So like if there's any fish or underwater plant life, you can see that. Ophelia will be in front, and through some kind of magical pull, the orb will be following her to this cave. She'll look back every once in a while just to check on you guys, and at one point you'll kind of hear her say with, like, of course, like a water sounding filter because she's underwater, not too far from here. It should take us only a minute. And she guides the party to the underwater cave. And I'll say Basil this whole time has her face against the glass or the ice, going like, wow, and everything going by.
I can't help but picture that fox on the back door. It's got its tongue there. It's just like, ugh.
I mean, I could say at one point she does lick the ice.
Oh my god.
As the rest of you go down in this sphere bubble orb thing, you notice a couple things about it. The first is that everywhere you look in this made ice, snowflakes seem to glimmer, the shape of a snowflake, symbols of snowflakes and ice seem to shine lightly in varying colors. Two, no matter how fast the orb moves or how warm the water gets, the ice doesn't seem to weaken or break. And 3, as Ophelia had mentioned, that the ice is clear enough to almost act like you are just floating in the water, surrounded by an invisible sphere. Almost invisible sphere. After about another minute, you approach what appears to be an underwater shipwreck.
It's a ship, it's a wreck, does it have money?
I'm gonna get the soap.
I'm sorry.
Can I add in a little something?
Sure.
While this is all happening, real quick. Fenziris is gonna turn to Yavari, and say kinda low, so as not to alert the others. Yavari,
What's up?
you know how you said you don't really know me?
Yes.
Well, and he looks around through the outside of the sphere as they approach this sunken ship. And he says, I can't swim.
Oh. Oh boy. Well, okay, that's fine. Well, just stay with the group.
Yeah, stay with the group.
Stay with the group, if the bubble pops, God rest your soul, but stay with the group as best you can.
I will make sure you don't drown with every fiber of my being.
I'll
won't
share
let that
air with
happen.
you, Finziris.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
And
Don't
dead,
make me
Jim.
get the bat.
you can't hit me, bitch. I'm God.
Oh, I
You
I
can't
debate
hit me
God.
with the bat.
Do you want to fuck a priest or do you want to fuck God? Sorry, that audio. I'm so sorry.
Excuse me.
That's
so
getting
sorry.
quoted
No,
right now.
no.
That's getting quoted right.
That's getting quoted.
No.
Do it.
That audio fucking gets me every time. I'm sorry.
Anyways.
You can fuck God. Oh yes. Just
Yeah,
continue. Move on.
That's also on the internet now. Like you
Whoa.
said that on a live stream.
Now it's
Whoopsie.
your audio too. A whoopsie. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And then Hairtail's gonna do that thing he keeps doing just like instinctively, just without her noticing, wrap around his.
That's the end of my scene. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you all continue to go deeper and deeper, for a little while it gets dark. And as you approach the shipwreck, you actually see like hanging lanterns that are emitting a soft blue light. Each in different shades, some more blue, some more green, but all in that similar hue. And
Spooky.
the cave entrance is a broken hole in the shipwreck. However, the sphere is bigger than the hole to enter the shipwreck.
How much bigger?
About half the size it currently is.
Would Ophelia be able to shrink the ice sphere to get it through, or is there not enough room with the party currently in it?
You might be able to do it if you decide to violate literally everyone's personal space.
Can I
Alright.
suggest an idea before you go doing anything?
Yes.
Out of character.
I love how everyone's
course.
like, please don't do this.
Can't you place the sphere up to the entrance and then just remove the bit of ice that like is inside the hole so as to create like
A tunnel?
yeah, like that. Like, can you do a little bit of ice manipulation that way?
That's what I was
Isn't
just about to do, sir.
Okay,
The water
cool,
gonna
thanks.
rush in, though? There's water inside the shipwreck, right?
There is water inside the shipwreck.
Oh,
So
Yeah, that's not how shipwrecks work.
Ophelia's gonna still ahead of the sphere, is gonna lead it up to the entrance. She's gonna keep it there for a moment, look back and be like, all right, you stay here for just a moment. I will be right back. She'll disappear into the tunnel. She's gonna go up to where air is, like where,
Mm-hmm.
and then
trapped air,
she's
like an air bubble.
well, wherever, like from like the cave, like once you, because I'm imagining this is an underwater cave to where you have to swim into the cave,
It's a
and
shipwreck.
then that you'd. Well, no, he said that the cave entrance is inside the shipwreck.
Well, the cave entrance is the shipwreck is the cave effectively. Like it's
Okay,
not
I'm
like
sorry.
it's not like a rock cave. It's literally like the shipwreck is up against a wall, and the only way into it up to air is to go in from the bottom of the shipwreck through a hole and up to air.
Okay, well that's what I mean. Like she's gonna go to that air area to where it goes into where they can walk and stuff without
Yeah.
being underwater. That's what I mean. And she's gonna be creating. She's gonna go from there back to the ice bubble, creating an ice tunnel for them to go through.
Baby, you have.
And then once she gets back to the bubble, she'll connect the two
Mm.
and create a hole that they can walk out of the bubble into the tunnel, into the airspace. And she'll be wringing her hair out as the door, quote unquote door thing is created and it opens. You see her standing there wringing her hair out, going, all right, this way.
We follow.
Yep.
As you all head up to air, you're greeted by a sight that I don't think any of you really expected. Lanterns light the interior of the shipwreck in the airspace above the water. A small landmass built out of furniture and objects and dirt creates a laying space where in a 20 or 30 feet in, you spy a large, semi-large, bronze dragon sitting there blinking, curled up on top of a small pile of what appears to be gold. In front of him, communicating in a language that none of you recognize, is Kieran.
Oh.
And he seems to just be laughing and hasn't quite noticed the rest of you yet.
Well,
I had
looks
a
like
feeling
you
we'd
made
find him here.
friends.
He's
Well,
good at
hopefully.
that.
Well, hopefully it's for the better and we're able to approach this dragon. They're very territorial over their horde.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I
Damn it.
know.
So what would everyone like to do? Also, I fucking heard that.
Shut up, no you didn't.
I absolutely heard that.
I didn't. What'd you say?
Don't worry about it. Gems, Finn will, just kind of stand back a bit and wait for Kieran to notice them, not wanting to interrupt any conversation. He's not about to be rude in the presence of a large dragon.
I'd say I'd follow your lead about that.
Yeah.
Uh,
They
Ophelia
did just
will,
enter what he feels like is a dragon's lair without permission, so
Ophelia
Dragons there.
will create a single snowflake to drop into the back of Kieran's palm. So he sees it and he just to let him know, hey, we've arrived. So he's just so he's aware.
It's snowing in the water.
As you see him turn, the first thing you notice is his eyes are almost ablaze with rainbow light.
Ooh.
Nice touch.
Every single one of the gems over his arms and forehead and skin is glowing with an intensity that would rival some flashlights that we know about. And as he turns to see you all, he smiles and goes, "Oh, so you finally all made it. Was wondering when you'd all make it down here."
Yep.
Well, I was looking for where you went, and then I found the cave, so then I had to find them.
You know, if you decide to go after dragons, perhaps you don't go into a dragon's lair without having a reason to, or getting permission first.
How
I
do-
figured you were already
As-
on that.
Especially when it's a child.
I'm
A
sorry, what?
child.
Are we
Zell
supposed
here's
to-
not an adult.
Oh.
Ophelia's gonna cautiously approach and bow to the dragon. My dearest, my sincerest apologies.
Wait a minute.
The bronze dragon kind of looks at you blinking. It's relaxed but still covering all of its hoard right now, which to be honest isn't a whole lot. Clearly this is a new residence for this dragon, and it definitely wasn't expecting visitors. But after a second of blinking, in a deeper voice, much deeper than Kieran's, the rumble of the dragon's words emanate through the shipwreck. Yes, how... Why have you come?
I can tell you for certain we're not here for your hoard.
We're only here for your body.
In fact, in good faith to the dragon, just to know that they mean him no harm to his belongings, Ophelia's gonna pull out. Give me 1 second. She's gonna pull out 10 gold and place it by the hoard. Just to show goodwill.
The bronze dragon continues to watch you. Its slitted draconic eyes blinking, watching your every movement.
She will back off after she puts down the gold.
After seeing Ophelia do this, Fenziris is gonna fish out a ring and hold it high into the air, so that it's plainly obvious in his hand, and then begin to approach and also attempt to then place the ring alongside Ophelia's 10 gold.
Before you do that, the dragon kind of lifts his head and almost snorts for a second and goes, "If I wanted mortals to bring me offerings, I would have taken up residence somewhere else. What do you need?"
A scale.
You see
what
as
is it?
you say that, the bronze dragon's eyes snap to you, Finn. Like, the head doesn't turn, it's just the eyes. And
Listen, I don't like beating around the bush or not getting straight to the point. We're here because we need a bronze dragon scale as a key. That's it, just one.
a key. Then you see it look over you all. And I need everyone here to roll perception.
Okay. Perception. One.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Fingers, eyes
And
The
closed.
duality
then
of man. Ooh.
let
Oh.
me do basil. Hey.
Okay. I keep waiting for one more because I'm so used to there being 7 rolls.
Yeah.
But
I know.
let me see here. Let's do this.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, fellow travelers.
I think that was it. Oh god.
Ah!
Hello.
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 So as this dragon looks over the party, you notice Kieran like gesturing in a way that almost seems to speak or to say like, do not say more.
Question, is Basil the only one noticing it, or is it Basil and Ophelia? For my roles.
It is both of you.
Okay. I just want to
So
make sure.
Basil, Ophelia, and Yavari. But both of
Okay.
you kind of see him gesture as if to say, like, don't say any more, as quietly as he can.
Okay, I'm trying to think of how.
Because now you guys have the job of figuring out how to relay this to the rest of the party without saying it out loud.
I know.
That's what that perception roll was, by the way. Who gets the unlucky job of that?
Ooh. I'm trying to think of like how both Basil and Ophelia would say it and not reveal stuff. Not just straight out just being like, Kieran's saying shut the fuck up.
Yeah. To give you an idea, you guys aren't in, like, danger, per se. Bronze dragons are lawful good by nature.
Yeah.
So they're not bad dragons. They're very, very, actually, usually very nice dragons. But they do take morals very seriously and, like, trades and things like that very, very seriously. Which is why he stopped you guys just giving him shit, because at a point it would turn from you guys giving him shit to him owing you something. And he's not willing to do that.
Gotcha.
Have you guys come up with anything? You guys are capable of discussing this.
What do you think, Meg?
I don't know. I say we just keep our mouth shut, I guess. I don't know.
I'm trying to. I think it's more along the lines of making sure, like, being like, hey, Finn, enough. Like, before you continue, enough. Maybe Fenzurus, depending. Because I think those are the two I would worry about the most. Just because Fendril is very blunt and to the point. Fenzurus, I don't know how to phrase this. Sometimes, depending on the situation, he goes along with and tries to explain it. I guess explain it a little bit more. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So the job is to just make sure everybody just like stops talking?
It's mainly to be like, hey, no more about the like that's all the details we need to give. That's it. No more.
Okay.
Let's not make the dragon like somebody can be good but still get upset, you know? And it's like, let's not make the dragon upset.
This also, even though it is a child dragon, it still has like 140 hit points and an armor class of almost 20. Like, you definitely don't want to just like fuck that up really good.
Yeah. Let's not upset the baby dragon, because it can still make our ass grass.
Yeah, think of this is a young dragon. So in terms of like human years, think of that as like a teenager, effectively. That's kind of the age range we're looking at. They aren't a child anymore, but they aren't an adult yet.
Okay.
You don't sound too confident there.
I'm not. I'm not confident. I'm not. I'm just worried that there'll be. I don't know who, but there'll be one where it's just like it just goes under the radar of like what's wrong, like what's the matter, like.
You want a fun thing Finn knows?
Hmm.
Tracing.
Huh?
Have
What?
you never walked up to someone and like traced something in their hand?
Oh, hey, okay.
That's a fun little fact you guys might be able to use.
Oh, okay. I like that idea because for Yavari to, communicate with Fenzirs, that's easy. I feel like she could easily do that. I'm just like thinking of like Findril and Nemu. Like I'm not too sure how to get it across to them to the where they'd be like, "Oh, okay, we need to stop talking,"
Mm-hmm.
But that is a good idea.
Because then you could trace letters and words and say a word or something. And maybe get your point
Oh!
across.
Fendril also can read lips, remember?
Oh, that's right! Shit, I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay,
I just remembered.
Okay. We could do the hand tracing thing for Nemu. And
I
then
thought it was Finn that I thought it was Finn that was the hand tracer.
well, yeah, but I mean, I'm sure Nemu could figure that out, right? Just like stop.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about Nemo because Nemo hasn't said anything.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But just to like, keep it in game, like not in game. I'm sorry. Keep it in like keep us all in the like loop essentially. Like the group communicate with everybody in the just in case. Just in case. But yeah, we'll do the hand thing for Nemu, the mouth reading for Findril, and then Yavari can just or Finzer's is easy, honestly. Basil or Yavari could do that easily. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all ready?
I think so.
I think so. We can do this.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. I turn the floor over to you two.
Oh, jeez.
You want to go first?
Basil, after a moment of watching everything and hearing everything, you'll see like her ears slightly raise up. And then she'll look over to Fendril and try to meet his eyes and then just mouth the word stop. Since she remembered that he can read lips.
Right, yeah. He just looks at you and shrugs.
And then yeah. Ophelia's gonna keep an eye on Nemu just in case.
Nemu's just sitting there wide-eyed. This dragon looks really pretty.
Okay, then she's not worried about Nemu.
Nemu suffers from the same flaw Bev does.
He's not a klepto like her, though. Not
No.
quite.
But the shiny things get him.
I assume Yavari is probably going to be like standing next to Fenziris, and she's gonna like looking very concerned, seeing something, and she's gonna like grip his hand and like lightly squeeze it, and her like she's like biting the bottom of her lip, just kind of like keeping her mouth shut before she like looks up at Fenziris and like shakes her head.
Fenziris, noticing that she grabbed his hand, will then look back at her, see her expression of what seems like serious concern, and will withdraw himself back to her side because she clearly knows something, and she's trying. It's like she's trying to tell me something. I know it. Okay, so what happens?
So as you all kind of stop, everybody does manage to get their points across without the dragon noticing. The you all see Kieran kind of draw attention and pull something out of his cloak. Which upon quick inspection, doesn't take all of you long to realize this, is a entire scale, prismatic crystalline scale.
Ooh.
At which
Crazy.
point he kind of walks up to the dragon, who you learned shortly after, based on Kieran's words, his name is Zelipharn, which Kieran seems to be calling him Zel for short.
Write that down. Write that down.
Emily, be ready in case Mom barges into your room because she did that just to me. So be ready in case she does.
Fail.
And begins speaking again in a tongue very quickly that none of you recognize. A tongue that rolls off of Kieran's tongue fluidly, with little to no breaks or pauses, making it unable for you all to determine where his sentences stop and where they seem to start. After several seconds, yes, I think. Yeah, none of you can speak it. Zelipharn kind of digs through with a claw and props himself up, moving to the side a little bit, and you will get to see the entirety of his body, which is at least 12 to 14 feet long. Much bigger than Kieran was in dragon form. And you watch as Kieran kind of tosses the scale into the air, and it stops midair, floating gently over to Zell and affixing it to one of the places where one of his scales were, which promptly falls off. That bronze scale floats out and over to Defensiris, where it simply hovers in front of you for a second.
I hold out my hands in a cupping motion to let the scale like fall into my hands.
As it touches your skin, you hear a single phrase enter your head, which I will, let's see here, we will do this way.
I'm like looking back and forth between my screens to see what pops up.
It's going to be in chat in Foundry.
Okay. Somebody should update the quest log while this is going on. That means one of you do it.
I don't know how to.
I got it.
Thank you.
I have checked marked the fine 1 bronze dragon scale.
Cool.
Yay!
So okay, so hearing this, and knowing when to pick your battles, as a small bit of wisdom that Fenzir has slowly but surely finally learned, Fenziris will bow his head and then lunge forward in the sense that the exercise is called a lunge, I believe, and gets to one knee Yeah, and bows his head.
After a couple seconds, you actually see Zell bow his head in response to you. And you hear him state that you can stand.
And I do so.
As you do so, he looks over the rest of you. Still curious as to why you all came, if solely for the scale. But if you aren't here for anything else, he would appreciate it if you left his home.
I'll do as
Out
the
of
man
character.
wants
I don't
to.
know, guys. Do we fight the dragon?
No,
No.
he's a child.
That's messed up.
It's effectively okay, so out of character, he's not technically like a baby, he's like a teenager.
Okay, he's a
He's a
child.
child.
He's
Still
just a
centuries
child.
old, but that just means he's not at full power yet. We can take him. Look at
Oh,
all that
no.
gold.
No.
That's so mean.
You
It's
try to
just,
throw hands with
hey,
Zell right now, I would tell you everybody's throwing hands with you.
just like, hey, you got a small pile of gold there? Well, fuck you. We're
Look,
taking
look,
it.
look. I know this. I know this
Square up.
offends all of your sensibilities, but what about your character sensibilities? Let's.
Oh, Yavari
Yeah.
wouldn't fuck with that. She knows when
No.
to fucking not fuck with something like that.
Has one of his
Same.
best friends
Nemu
is a
won't fuck
dragon.
with the dragon.
No.
Hell no. Especially
Oh.
since he was told it's a child. Nemu especially won't fuck with this kid.
Yeah.
would
I
be
need to
very
get some more ruthless party members. Is what I need.
Hey
Well, Basil
now.
would be far more
buddy.
disappointed in you. Far disappointed in you. Be like, "Oh, what are you doing?"
Nemu will.
And then
Basil will
Ophelia would
remember
freeze
that.
her. Ophelia would freeze you.
I need some evil people on my team. That's what I need. Y'all are too good.
No, we just don't want to die.
It's a child.
I mean, you never know.
That ain't enough gold to risk my life, man.
Also, you
It's
never
a lot of
know.
gold.
It might
That's
have
a solid, like,
better...
he's sitting on, like, what is probably, like, 4,000 or 5,000 gold.
No, I'm good.
Good chunk of change.
Okay. But it ain't ours, and I'm not stealing from a kid. Nemu wouldn't do that.
Not stealing from a kid. It's a dragon.
Question, is that enough to pay off
Who
Fenzer's debt?
cares?
Fuck yeah,
About
it
4
is.
or 5 times over, yes.
That's my debt at the bar. That's my actual debt. That's enough to fix up the
You're
tavern.
not
That's enough.
stealing from a kid.
Stealing candy from a baby.
I love how Yuvari's attitude turned from a no, absolutely not, to a
Maybe.
Benefit me.
Wait, you
No,
said
certainly.
I'm just curious. You said 5,000 gold.
4 to
Did I say
5,000. It's a very, very, very rough estimate because you cannot count every single piece of gold.
Okay, well that wouldn't cover just like that wouldn't actually cover the tavern anyways, right? Because I thought they said several 100,000.
1,200.
No, it was only 1,900.
I thought I heard something else. Anyways, either way, Ophelia and Basil
No.
still will not go with it.
No, Nemu would not. Plus, we're underwater. Do you really think it's a good idea to do this underwater?
You're thinking that I'm somebody who is actually considered about thinking ahead for how we get the treasure up. The point is, the treasure's ours.
No.
Listen, I will tell you straight up, out of character. You try to fight this dragon, Finn will watch this dragon kill you.
You all. This
Finn
is
will
not how
watch
you
this
get
dragon kill
rich.
you.
This is a moral dilemma where this is totally fine if you're the bad guy. Okay, we're not hurting any of our friends. We're just
One
hurting
of his best
a
friends.
little old dragon at the bottom of the ocean. Nobody will even notice he's gone.
Wow.
I feel like you would also be fighting Kieran, and I feel like that
wow.
is a very bad idea.
Ophelia, I would say, knowing Ophelia, she'd have the attitude of "What the fuck are you doing?" and try to stop you.
Yeah, Nemu would be like, the fuck?
Whatever. It's fine. I don't actually care.
I choose not to fight. That's my final
Not even
answer,
here.
Chief.
I mean, if you guys were like level 20, perhaps you could come in here and just like true polymorph him and just like be done with it. But y'all are
Send him
level
into a
5,
Well,
level
why-
4.
Under
level
the
4 with
ocean.
1 level 5.
And under the ocean to add, we're under the water.
You guys are over 120 feet below the water surface.
Are at a major disadvantage. This is
yeah, the big guy
if
can't
we're all
swim,
aquatic
though.
creatures, maybe. But we ain't. We
I mean, the pressure alone would be causing us problems if this was real life. So
You're also in the middle of a dragon's lair, which is probably helping you.
yeah.
I
But
say
anyways,
they.
I just wanted to throw out the idea if anybody wanted to be cool and be like, yeah, let's kill the dragon for
I
the
would be cool, but I
gold.
also want to live.
So, but I guess we're not doing that. That's fine.
Look,
I'll
clearly
live.
the players don't want me to inflict player death upon them this early in the campaign.
Ah.
I mean, we got the scale. That's the most biggest. That's worth more treasure because it's for the big treasure.
Okay, well now you're talking sense.
Yeah. Do we want to risk our lives for this small dragon, small pile, like a starter kit, or do we want to take the scale and go on our merry way to get the fucking boss battle fucking treasure?
You did not just call this dragon a starter kit.
My
You
brain.
actually did not just call this teenager a starter kit.
He's just starting out. That obviously he hasn't, he's practicing. I don't know. I'm just assuming. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
You know what they say
Sorry.
about assuming.
This is why we're not fighting the dragon.
Yeah. Like this is all completely out of character anyways. I just wanted to throw the idea out there and see if I can get a nibble. But I
No.
guess I came up with a boot instead, so we'll just move on and we'll just pretend this conversation never happened, okay? Okay.
What conversation?
Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are we talking
Eh?
about?
I don't know.
Ophelia's gonna bow her head and just and thank the dragon for their assistance. And she will turn to motion for the others to go back to the ice tunnel.
Yeah.
You've already
Nemu will
respectfully just said.
follow.
I believe we're done here.
Nemu will also bow his head as he leaves.
Zelafarn, F-A-R-N.
I knew you were gonna correct me on the spelling for some fucking reason.
You got everything else correct, but it is F-A-R-N.
As
There.
Basil leaves, because it's Basil, she'll wave
I say, bye-bye. I hope we get to see you again. Have a good day.
and then hop into the tunnel.
He gives a side eye.
Spencer says nothing and goes.
Before Ophelia joins them, she'll look to Karen. Karen, will you be staying here a while, or will you be following back?
I'll meet you on the surface, he says.
Ophelia will nod, and then go back through the tunnel. Wait for everybody to be back into the ice bubble. Are you all ready?
Yep.
Nemu nods.
I want to get out of here.
All right. She will seal the bubble back up. The ice tunnel will melt away, and then with her ability, she'll push the bubble out and then start taking the party back to shore.
Okay, and with that, the slow like 3 to 4 minute descent or ascent begins. And you all watch as the fish swim by you in whole schools, and other sea life fills the ocean, from bioluminescent creatures to some of the scarier things in the ocean or in the bay.
Like what?
Like
Very
anglerfish and shit. And
Do we
eels,
see
yeah.
anything? Do we see anything really big and dark and scary in the distance?
You see what appears to be like the shadow of a whale off in the far distance. But that's about
Basil,
it.
Basil will totally have her face on the ice again, like looking and oogling at all the bioluminescent. And at the point the anglerfish appears in her face, she'll give a little eep and then fall backwards onto her butt, blink, and then start laughing before getting up and looking at everything again.
Nemu's just like wide-eyed looking at shit. He looks like a goddamn alien right now.
Emu is a goddamn alien.
Yeah, he is. He's trying his best to exist with this realm's creatures. He's not doing a very good job.
This realm's creatures.
Yep.
All right then.
So
Well,
as you
that-
all ascend and finally reach the surface, rather than being in the middle of the harbor, you actually come up next to one of the docks. And as the bubble crests over the water so as not to draw attention, the water instantly dissipates. Or the ice instantly dissipates, returning to water and streaming down the sides of the ice sphere.
Nemu flies up immediately. He ain't getting wet today, boys.
Yep, jump immediately to the nearest land.
Wow, that was fun, Miss Ophelia. I hope I get to do that again. That was really cool. Was that cool, Tom? Oh my goodness, and we saw the big dragon and all the the biolumos things, and it was really cool. Oh, I can't wait to tell Mom and Dad about it in my next letter.
She says as she hops and is like hops out of the ice boat thing bubble. I don't know why my brain short circuited. And it's just like all excitingly tippy tapping on the dock and stuff.
Tippy tappies.
She definitely
Nemu
tippy
thinks to himself he'll start writing in a journal again just for his brother.
What a thought to have at such a moment.
I
Yep.
know. And so you all
Uh.
emerge from the ice sphere onto the docks, not wet in the slightest, and now in possession of a singular bronze dragon scale.
Dragon scale,
Yeah,
dragon
go
Dragon
us.
scale.
Oh, I forgot.
Look at us fucking progressing.
With
my-
that though, because I am starting to get way too fucking exhausted again, I am going to call session a little bit earlier here. I hope that's okay with everyone.
Yeah, I
Okay
mean,
with me. We had an extra long session last time too, so
Yeah.
no worries.
So we will call it here in next session. We will see you all acquiring the last 2 keys. One of which will require a tough conversation.
Well, I mean, if he's just handing out the scales like candy, I mean,
Well, wait till you see what it caused him. Y'all didn't see where that scale came from.
I don't want to talk about it.
Feel bad.
Because like he literally pried a scale off of his body for this.
in trade. That was pretty cool. So now the other one's like, cool, I didn't lose nothing.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Because he realized that you all weren't going to be able to offer anything to the dragon that would enable him to give you a scale, so Kieran sacrificed one of his own scales in trade, which was worth far more than the bronze dragon scale.
Gotcha.
He's such a sweet lad.
Then we should have got 2.
It's a shame. I really wish you guys get to see him in combat, but I don't know if that will happen till much later in the campaign.
Mm-hmm.
In the Undermountain.
Yeah. Where a lot of your stories seem to be heading.
Seems so.
God damn it.
Who
Under
knows?
the mountain.
Maybe you'll find happiness. Maybe you will find sadness. Maybe
Under the mountain.
despair will grip you once again.
Okay,
Can it
Junko.
not? It'd be fucking gripping me a bit too much.
I think you're overthinking.
No, shut up.
I'm
Maybe
good.
we'll
Bring it on.
find emotional
Yeah, bring it
damage.
on.
Bring it on. I'm ready. My mind is ready.
But
Your mind is
anyway,
ready.
any
Yee.
questions for tonight?
Oh,
Do
goodness
I know
gracious,
the
Ghoulie.
answer? I'm pretty sure, so.
Who's that guy with the purple cape?
I cannot tell you.
There's a guy with a purple cape.
Yeah, we bumped into a guy.
Yeah, we were saying
you
it
failed
earlier.
a perception check and you guys didn't see it. You and
Insight
Yavari
check.
didn't see it at all.
My insight check, my
No.
fucking nat 1.
Yeah, Findril was like, "Do I know who that is?" And then Nat 1, and I'm like, "Yeah, no, you don't know him."
Pretty sure it's Jake from State Farm.
He wasn't wearing khakis. He was wearing armor.
That's why we didn't recognize him.
It's Jake from State Farm.
Also,
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Also what?
Found a picture of Cracker.
Oh, well, great.
We're
Had it
still on
later.
stream.
Off screen. Later.
It's a cat. Cat.
It's a cat.
Christ,
Cool.
we are on stream.
It's a cat.
But anyway, any other questions?
Actual questions. If we didn't have Ophelia and we didn't have Kieran, how fucked would we be?
You guys actually would have ended up having to search out an old fucking woman who had like what effectively is like an undersea barrel that would have let one of you go down.
Like a diving bell? I think that's what they're called.
It's not a diving bell, it's a literal fucking barrel that can like transport one person underwater, like a mini little submarine.
Wow. And then what would we do once the person got there?
You'd have one person to negotiate with the dragon.
Oh, that would have gone well, I'm sure.
And you know, if they don't resurface in about half an hour, you know,
Send the next person.
Send the next one down.
you wouldn't be able to.
Oh shit, yeah, huh?
The submarine would be down there.
Double extra fucked is what I'm hearing.
Well, we got it. We're okay. We're good.
Yeah, we just need a lot more treasure to start using as a bargaining chip for all these scary monsters we're coming into contact with. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, technically, Zelifarn is a bronze dragon, which means technically he's lawful good.
Oh.
So, like, he isn't, like, an evil dragon.
Mm-hmm.
But bronze dragons tend to take a lot of, like, morality into account. And, like, respect and tradition and things like that. So, like, sure, he's a teenager. But, like, he's a goddamn haughty teenager.
Haughty.
So
it's like,
He good boy.
He a brat.
Not a brat, but like almost like nobility is kind of how they act.
And how much would we have needed to be able to trade in order to get a scale? Because
1,000 gold.
Yeah, we have nowhere near that.
Fuck.
Or something worth at least 1,000 gold.
Where are we supposed to get 1,000 gold?
Nobody knows.
Not us.
Are we gonna need 1,000 gold in the future?
You know, the stables look mighty fine.
You know, they had the stables with the horses.
You guys have missed like 3 or 4 instances in different maps where there's like 250 gold, 500 gold just sitting around. You know, there was silver in a corner in one of the maps.
You pain me with these memories. You know this, don't you?
Oh,
Hee
Really stir.
But like technically the first one was the Grelhund Villa. One of the horses contained, I think it was like 250 to 350 gold on them. On a like racing horse, which could have been sold for even more money. Then there was another one in another map, one of the sellers, which actually contained another like 400 gold.
What?
That you guys just like skipped over. You guys didn't even bother to try and go in. So y'all never
Ugh.
found it. And then you guys were pulled away from the silver from the Castellanters.
Yep.
You don't sound bothered by this at all.
I'm not bothered by this. It doesn't affect me.
Not you, a certain
No, no. Talking to
someone
me.
over there.
Nope. I made my bed, I lie in it.
It be how it be. We're just poor fuckers in this
You can
campaign.
point out my
compared to the
flaws
last
all
one.
day long, I'll own them.
And
Well, the next
we're
time
just
we need to fucking talk to a dragon, we have to barter. You can put your body on the line then.
Listen, you know how fucking heavy this fucking silver bars are? They're fucking heavy.
Yeah, well, they'll lighten a lot of other burdens in our life, I'm sure. So I think it's worth
And
it.
also, you know how hard it is to fence silver bars? That shit has tracking. They got serial numbers.
Look, you
I
don't
think
need
too
to
logically
fence it.
sometimes, okay?
Silver's silver.
I mean, you never asked if the silver had serial numbers on them.
They're going to assume.
You know what assuming makes you?
You're an ass.
A judgmental person.
I'm not judgmental.
oh, okay.
Anyway.
But anyway, I will turn the stream off here. So thank you all. And we will see you all
Bye-bye.
next week.
Easy.
Bye bye. Bye bye.